YouTube to go ahead and start up, and we are live on YouTube as well, man. Shout out Rumble, YouTube, and Twitch, man, because this is Set and Key Media back with another one. We're about to get into this Donald Trump speech, man. Let's get right into it. Appreciate y'all for joining in.
B. Joe and all the rest of them. We have a whole rigged election system. Nobody's ever seen anything like what's happening. Now I understand. Yesterday they're bringing up Russia again, that they've done for years. Never found anything. But they should be looking at China. Iran, lots of other places. I haven't spoken to anybody from Russia in years. They know that, but it's a scam. But it all goes back to the DOJ because we had a trial today. It's an appeal of a ridiculous verdict of a woman I have never met. I don't know. I have no idea who she is. She wrote a book and she made a ridiculous story up.
With the Bill Clinton. I have no knowledge of this woman.
I've never met her before. Like, bro, what you mean?
Hold on a second. Was she your intern?
She put it in her book.
She was hella
and
close.
we're now appealing the decision. We had an extremely hostile judge appointed by Clinton, very good friends of Clinton. I guess he presided over the marriage ceremony of one of the lawyers on the case against us. And it's very sad. Judge Lewis Kaplan, angry man. He was so angry. I went to the trial. I've been in a lot of litigation over the years. I've never seen such anger. Or wanted to throw one of our attorneys in jail. Who threatened her with jail. Nobody's ever seen anything like it over nothing. I've never seen such anger, but all of our judges, I mean, we had a brilliant judge, and I think a very fair judge in Florida. I think we have another judge who's very fair. I just ask for fair. I don't want anything different from anybody else. I just ask for fairness. We have another judge or a couple of judges that I think are fair. Then we have other judges that I think the whole thing is, I think the system is...
It's kind of scary if a former president of the United States can't get a fair shake in the court system. What does that say for the rest of Americans?
It means that, bro, even a billionaire can't get a fair shake. He can hire the best lawyers, and even he's getting the raw end of the deal.
The money, the political influence couldn't save him. I'm just like, so where does the regular man fare?
Don't matter.
A disgrace. The case that we met on today, and then we're going to talk about job numbers, which are horrible, by the way, horrible, really bad.
They hate you.
And you know that. I'm sure you won't report on it, but the job numbers are terrible. We're going to talk about the appeal today. We had a great appellate lawyer go down representing us. And I think John did a very good job. You have a matter of minutes to speak. It's a very complex thing because it was a setup, a rigged deal. They had two witnesses, and before I start, I have no idea who this woman is. They have a picture from, they say, about 40 years ago, a picture, and the picture depicts her and her husband on a celebrity line where I was the celebrity. I've been a celebrity for a long time.
What's up, Lassie?
They were shaking my hands along with hundreds of other people. Nobody even knows where it is. The problem is she doesn't know the date of this incident. Yeah. She doesn't know when. She doesn't know, was it in the 90s?
Bro, she thought it was
sexy. Could it have been further than that?
And y'all got to hear the story about where she said it took place.
And people do that because you don't want to give a specific date, and then you find out that Trump or whoever it was was in Europe. So they tend to do that. They
wild fantasy, really.
Take long periods so that this way, hopefully he was in New York at that time.
Yeah, say Yankee,
but this is a disgraceful case, and disgraceful in particular because it's about a former president of the United States who is now leading in the polls to be the president again. And this is being worked with the DOJ, Department of Justice, as are all of these cases. They all come out. Atlanta, Fani.
Yes, sir.
That is all Department of Justice. Nobody knew that.
I ain't gonna lie, Vladstein, never say that again.
Case with Judge Engoron. the most
I love your
judge
ass, bro,
in
but never say that
the
again.
state.
Sub our brother from
That
another
is
mother. Hey.
very
Yeah,
close
funny as
because they
hell.
sent their team from the DOJ to help him. The district attorney, Alvin Bragg.
All right, you want to bring
That
up
was
the,
all worked
E. Jean
with,
Carroll
again, they
interview
sent-
with Anderson Cooper?
Right now?
Shoot, hey, he's talking about it. We might as well let them know the backstory of anything. Like, shoot, y'all want to see that E. Jean Carroll interview where she said grape was sexy?
All right, let's pull it up.
Shoot, you can just go to whatchamacallit and just go into the history. It'll be
Yes,
right
sir.
there. Or it might just pop up on the side or something like crazy like that. Like right there, actually.
Oh, yeah, you know it does that from time to time.
You're saying there was actual penetration.
Right here. Or
Yeah, play.
Yes.
You can play the whole thing.
Did you? Obviously, let's talk about what you say happened, because
All right, E. Jean Carroll,
the
Anderson
details of it
Cooper.
all matter, and this is, I should point out,
The woman that
just
said
part
Trump
of-
raped
this is
her.
Now,
one.
I think we've actually noted this. Keep in mind Trump's type of Stormy
Bro.
Daniels. What's his wife's name again?
Melanie?
Yeah. Like model type. Like
Yeah.
bad. Like, you know, like
High class white woman.
I ain't gonna lie. Trump if you got a type, it's a low key model. So look at this woman and tell me if it's Trump's type.
Person you talk about in your book. This is not a book about Donald Trump. There's not Donald Trump on the cover. This is about your life, and
Don't even mention his name.
I go, I'm
mentioned
sorry.
his name once in the book.
Really?
Once.
so you were in. You say you were in
Look
Bergdorf
at her.
Goodman,
I was coming out of Bergdorf's.
which was a store I heard you liked a lot.
It's a posh and cozy
Your
and
whole
just.
face lights up when you talk about Bergdorf Goodman. By the way.
I was just there today.
Okay.
I just loved it. So I was coming out, and he was coming
That
out. He was
shit
standing out, and he
funny.
put his hand like this. So I did not go through the revolving
Oh, God,
door. He
please.
came
Oh,
in.
God.
He said, "Hey, you're that advice lady," and I said, "Hey, you're that real estate tycoon." He said, "Come advise me. I want
know
to
if
buy a
anybody
present."
remembers a story
I said,
from
"Oh, for
20
who?"
years
He
ago
said,
that
"For a
well.
girl."
Let's just rehearse.
So I was enchanted. It was such a great moment. So how about the handbags? Oh no, he
Enchanted.
doesn't want a handbag. Well, how about a hat? So he strolls to that.
And had you met him prior
once,
to that?
just once, briefly. There's a picture
That's where the photo of with
Yeah.
with
my ex-husband
your
and he with his
Right.
ex-wife. A very nice. It's a very nice.
which, by the way, he had said he's never even met you previously. Obviously, the
We
picture
already
which
got
have,
100 of y'all in
you know,
here, man. Like the video.
tells a different
Double
story.
tap the screen.
We
Appreciate the
went to the
support.
hats and he immediately grabbed a fur hat, of course. And I said, "Oh, you can't put a dead animal on your head." And then I found out
That's
later,
exactly what it
of
looks
course,
like on top of
all
her
of his
head.
women wear those fur hats. Ivanka. You've seen pictures? They all wear. Okay, so
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
yes,
about, right?
I said,
Yeah,
"How old
the
is
big crazy
young
ones.
lady?" And he said, "How old are you?" And I said, 52.
Smart man.
And he said,
That's
"You're
not-
so old."
said that?
Yeah, he probably did. That's probably the only true thing about this
Yeah.
story.
So old.
I
You're
can see
old.
that. I
And
can see Trump
shortly
saying
after
that.
he said,
Yeah.
"I know, lingerie." Or he could have said underwear. And so we went up the escalator. We went to the lingerie department. It was empty. There was nobody there. There was nobody on the whole floor, frankly. I think you go through bathing suits and
It's actually
cruise wear.
crazy to know the attack that Trump just consistently gets. You remember those 5 former Trump cabinet members that spoke out at the DNC? Mm-hmm. It's like this nigga just, bro, it's like I don't know. People are just incentivized to come out and speak out against Trump. It seems like,
Bro, and people say, "Oh, yeah, they're speaking out against his party," and I'm just like, dog, like, to be real with you, you sidelined with him. You was gun ho Trump, and now all of a sudden,
bro, it's a full blown.
all of a sudden, you're at the DNC being a whole Democrat. You know what they needed? They needed more Tulsi Gabbard. That's what they need. They were, "Oh no, we got Tulsi Gabbard. Actually, we got more of her." Like that's what they were trying to prove. They were trying to prove that, "Oh no, we got more Republicans going to Democrat. I'm sorry, more Democrat going
to Republican.
Yeah. So they're
I
trying,
just don't
that's
think
what they're
that's
trying to
true.
show with the DNC, because Tulsi Gabbard was a big punch to the Democrat.
That is true.
So they're trying to show, "Oh well, we got more of those cases on our side of you guys." I'm like, all right.
Paid shills. It just shows the attack this man is under. Like, what the hell? Like, it's like I said, is bro, it's like a extension of the Me Too movement. Like, she's coming out saying he's raped, and they came out and said he's just the worst person ever. Like, this man is under constant siege.
The store was not populated at the time. Nobody was there. on the counter.
That's going to sound strange to people that nobody was in the...
Because Bergdorf's is the greatest store on the earth. They take care of whatever you want, they're there. If you're thirsty, they'll bring you water. They'll get you whatever. They'll call all over the country to get whatever you want. It was a moment in time. Nobody was there. Plus,
the coldest thing to say
a dressing room door was
open,
open, which is very unusual because usually they're locked. And the attendant comes and locks it,
like,
escorts you in. It's okay. So on the
So he said lingerie because he said he wanted you to help him pick up some lingerie.
Well, it can't because he was not having it with the hats.
Okay.
The hats were okay. So then we went up. He was going to get some lingerie, and I am just like, oh, well, I can dine out forever on this story. We're going to go get lingerie.
You say you go up to the lingerie department and no one is around.
And there are 2 or 3 boxes on the counter.
You're
The
50
fancy,
something,
remember the
Trump is buying
old-fashioned
free
lingerie
lingerie,
boxes, and a filmy
This
see-through
is already a
bodysuit
very suggestive
in
interaction.
lilac gray.
Like,
And he snatches
like
it
sex
up
is
and he
heavily
says,
implied.
go
Hold
try
on,
this
hold
on. I said, you try it on. He said, no, it looks like it fits you. I said, it goes with your eyes. He said, no, go put this on. And Anderson,
So at this point, you're saying it's a
we're
friendly
joshing.
You were trying
I
to.
used to be a writer at Saturday Night Live. I see an entire sketch of making Donald Trump
Yup.
put this filmy thing over
So you
his
used to work
pants.
as a sketch-
That is what I'm thinking.
as a
I am
skit
not thinking. I think
writer.
I just.
Who's to say this
I
whole
was
event's
laughing
not
as
a
I
skit?
said it. He said, "Well, he went like this," and I walked in.
nah, she's clearly
So for
lost.
you, this was kind of a New York moment. Like
Oh,
one of
the
those
best
things.
just like the best New York. Donald Trump is going to put on a filmy bodysuit. It's like, oh, I couldn't. So let's go in the dressing room.
Yo, what's going
I
on?
thought,
Everybody
I'm
in the
gonna make
chat,
him
what's
put
going on?
Pants on.
Like the video.
Walked in.
Double tap the
And
screen.
The minute I was in there, he shut the door and pushed me up against the wall and bang my head on the wall and kissed me. It was so shocking. I couldn't, of course, I started laughing again because,
You started laughing.
of course,
Why? Why? Of course.
because it was a way of, if it was at all erotic in his part, it would, if a man is laughed at, it usually will make him, and he put his shoulder against me to hold me against the wall. And at that point, I realized that I was in a very difficult situation.
Did he say anything?
Sure.
No, it was just like, we're going to do this thing. We're just so hot for each other.
Hold on.
Why would I even try to think what he was thinking?
Wait,
anyway,
Whoa.
We're hot for each other.
Yeah, that don't sound
Doesn't
like
that
it.
imply consent?
Yeah, and an essay is usually without consent. So why does she went up to a room to fit on lingerie alone with this man?
Right. It's already a very suggestive interaction. Like
Yeah,
I said.
it's like what? Like where's this going?
Like, come on, baby. What we doing here?
Like come on now. If I was to do that with a girl, I know where this is going.
Like, oh God, like what you mean? Like we ain't about to shake hands and go our separate ways. Like, nah, I'm maxing her out.
so he pushed me, he pushed me, held me with his shoulder, and I was wearing a coat dress and tights, and he pulled down
That's
the
what
tights.
I said. Her
And so,
fantasy, low key.
He
that's
pulled
what,
it he pulled it with both hands with one hand.
You said she's a writer?
Skit writer.
She's imaginative.
and
Clearly imaginative.
She
that
said
was
it.
when it turned serious.
For,
I
Saturday
realized
Night
that this
Live.
was
Oh yeah.
this was a fight.
This is one of this bitch's skits she
And
she
even though I
conceptualized.
can talk about it now and put words to it, at the time the adrenaline is pouring through me, and all I want to do is right.
How would you describe? What were you? You said you were.
Hold on. Quick pause for the cause, man. Because we got over 500 of y'all in here right now. We just getting started. Tonight's stream is going to be fire, man. It's going to be a W stream. Guarantee it. So let's get the likes up, man. Double tap the screen if you in here or hit the 3 buttons in the upper right-hand corner. Show some support to the stream, man. We appreciate y'all.
Obviously,
Fighting.
surprised, fighting.
Right.
Were you scared? Were you
No, I was
angry?
too,
Were you
I was too panicked to be scared.
Okay.
too panicked to be scared? Okay. You said adrenaline was pumping.
I assume it was because I got strong enough. He's 6'3", apparently. I've looked it up. I was about 6'1" in the massive heels I was wearing. And so we were
those
even,
massive ass
almost
heels.
even in height.
Yeah, 6-inch
And-
stilettos.
God damn.
Down go the tights. And it was against my will. And it hurt. and it was a fight.
Wait,
This is not a question I would normally ask, and if you don't want to answer, I totally understand.
She said that.
But given the prior accusations, which have all been of forms of assault or harassment, you're saying there was actual penetration.
Yes.
Did you?
Come on.
Which puts it into a different category of any of the other women who have come forward. I think that is the definition.
Notice how she's went inaudible here. She can't even bring herself to really lie on this man.
That's the definition.
It just sounds like a stick.
How long?
Brief.
Okay.
Brief, because when a woman is stamping her feet.
And that's what you were doing. You started stamping your feet.
I always think back and think, that was the stupidest thing I've ever done. I should never have done it. And then I didn't behave.
You should have never went upstairs alone with him.
You mean
that was just a dumb thing to go into a dressing room with a man that I hardly know and have him shut the door and then be unable
wait, hold on
to
a second.
stop him.
How old was she at the time?
I think she said she was 53.
Oh, baby girl, you knew what this was. You wasn't no young, impressionable 20-year-old, 18-year-old. Like, what? You know the game. You know the ins and outs.
If this is true. If it's true. Because at this point, I'm damn near believing Trump. I'm like, never happened.
Never happened. The only part that was probably true is you're very old.
Yeah, you are very old.
I was a competitive athlete, so I wasn't like I didn't freeze. I rose to the occasion. And it did not last long. And that's why I don't use the word you just used. I use the word fight.
You don't use the word rape.
Sexual violence is in every country, in every strata of society. And I just feel that so many women are undergoing sexual violence. Mine was short. I got out. I'm happy now. I'm moving on.
Yeah, you got 93 million.
And I think
bet
of all
she
the
happy.
women who are enduring constant sexual violence. So this one instant, this one, 3 minutes in this little dressing room, I just say it's the fight. That way I'm not the victim, right? I'm not the victim.
Sure.
You don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished.
You don't feel like
whoa,
a victim?
Whoa. How can this even be great then?
This interview is crazy. Like, her whole argument is just disingenuous. Like, how are you going to call S.A., call Wolf, and then say, amidst calling Wolf, like, oh, well, I don't really feel like it was.
She took I'm be real with you, they took a crazy lady's word and ran with it. But they didn't care how crazy, how unhinged she looks. We're just going to take it and run with it so we can get this guilty plea. That's why ever since, like, this case right here, I was like, oh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not believing none of this because you got this crazy woman up on CNN talking this, and I'm just supposed to believe it. I'm supposed to believe Trump's an essayer off her statements? Yeah, I'm sorry, G. You can't. Come on, bro. First off, please find a more attractive woman to come out and say Trump did it then. If that's what y'all really want to do, please find a baddie at least. Not this one. She don't even look like she was a baddie back in her day.
It's crazy because you know she barely met the man. She barely meets Trump. One interaction with that nigga and she goes off and does this.
Boy.
Rape carries so many sexual connotations.
Makes you wonder why rich stay out of people's faces.
This was not sexual. It hurt. It just, you know.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Whoa.
Let's take a short. It's not. But I think most people think of rape
replay that for him,
as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
It is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
It is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
The whole case should have been thrown out.
Think of
The
the
whole case should have been
fantasies.
thrown out as soon as she said
We're
that.
just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
Bro, Anderson Coocher was like, bro, get this bitch out of here. Oh, excuse my language. Get this old ass woman out of here. It's like, why did you bring this woman to me? Like, do you hear what she just said on CNN? This woman said grape is sexy, man. Well, you can't take it. This is the girl that Trump graped. Okay, y'all believe that? Okay, cool. Oh, hell no. Oh, even in the back in the day, she wasn't even all that. Oh, heck nah. Nah. If you even look at her pictures back in the day, y'all wouldn't have entertained that. I don't know. We definitely got to put the picture in the chat for the white.
A top operative.
For my white boys, man. For my white for the white followers.
Let me know something.
Let us know, because you know maybe we ain't seeing it. You feel me?
From the DOJ Department of, I call it the Department of Injustice.
Trust me.
Because they're using the Department of Justice to rig the campaign.
This ain't my type.
These cases are disgraceful. Right. Now, they're brought, for the most part, in front of very hostile areas where Republicans get 3 or 4%, like downtown Manhattan, in front of very hostile judges, like you wouldn't believe. Judge Mershon, Judge Engoron, and Judge Kaplan, all of them hostile areas and very, very hostile judges. I've never seen anything like it. And very bad thing in this case, New York, very bad thing for New York. Businesses won't come to New York because of what took place with Judge Engoron.
A lot of billionaires left New York.
And probably the rest of them also. But this case involved a woman who wrote a book, and I guess she said something in the book. That's when I first heard about it. I first heard about it in the White House. And, of course, I denied the story because it's not true. I have no idea who the woman is. And I never met her. Now, I don't know about a picture that was taken 40 years ago with her husband on a celebrity line, so I don't think that counts.
Yeah,
but as far as I know, I never met her. I never touched her. I would have had no interest in meeting her in any way, shape, or form. Her husband was a news anchor, actually, John Johnson, a very nice guy. She called him horrible things. We weren't allowed to say that in the trial. She said horrible things about him. I guess they're since divorced. He's a very nice guy, African-American, and she said very bad things. We weren't allowed to use that in the trial, which surprised a lot of people.
Wait, she was married?
But she made up a story. It fabricated 100% that I attacked her at Bergdorf Goodman. You know, it's very interesting. I don't think they were allowed to use this either.
Damn.
Her favorite show is Law and Order. And there's a almost exact story as her story in Law and Order about being attacked in the dressing room of a department store. I don't know if they used the name of the store. But that's her favorite show, Law and Order. She said that. And anyway, this
good show
evolved into a defamation case against me because I disputed her words because I told the truth. We were called. I was in the White House, and I said, no, it never happened. I didn't even know what they were talking about. This was, I think I was in the Oval Office. Sir, do you know anything about this? And this had to do with a book, and she had a few pages in a book making this claim. By the way, there was never a claim. There was never a police report. There was never anything mentioned. There was never publicity 30 or 40 years ago, whenever it took place. Nobody knows. She doesn't know when it took place. When did it take place? She has no idea.
Yeah, this wasn't relevant.
She thinks it was in the 1990s.
Until she's seen
an opportunity. She thinks it was in the 1990s. Yeah. And
until they told she can get some bread off it. That's when they said,
we had two trials.
Hold on now.
We asked for a consolidation. He said no. The reason he said no is he'd rather have double the publicity because that's bad for me. Very bad because I'm running for president. And this is not the kind of publicity you like. And whether it's true or not, it's horrible. And in this case, it's so false. It's a made-up, fabricated story by somebody, I think, initially just looking to promote a book.
Who fantasy?
And when they called me, I denied the story. I got sued essentially for defamation because I'm denying a story where I'm right. I should be suing her for defamation.
If she said she did all that with Trump.
So that's where it is now. There were two witnesses.
What she say?
One is a woman who's followed me.
Yeah, they took her up to the lingerie room. She tried to get him to put on the lingerie.
She said in 1979, I was in an airplane with her, commercial flight, and we became very intimate. I just sat down. I think I had the book, The Art of the Deal. I was famous then, too. I've been famous for a long time.
He's not lying.
And we're sitting in first class, according to her.
Cocky,
never happened, by the way. Totally made-up story. She's a Clinton person, too, by the way. Big Clinton person. She made up the story. And so many years ago, and I think it would be 1979. One of my many people behind me could correct it, but I think she said 1979. That's a long time ago. And I said,
Man, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, man. Quick shout out to y'all, man. It's been quite the journey, man. We want to appreciate everybody tuning in along this journey, man. 10K, man. 10K.
10K plus, man. That's a huge milestone for YouTubers, bro. We appreciate you. We couldn't do it without y'all, to be honest. So shout out to the viewers in the chat. Shout out to those who pull up to the lives, like the videos, all that good stuff. Especially our super chatters and our main supporters and those who sponsor the show. Big ups to y'all. Man.
Y'all know who y'all are. Special shout out to the members, man. We got something special coming for y'all. 10K, man. Many more to come. Appreciate y'all.
And from 0 to 26. Well, 0 to 10,000.
Man. A lot of people give up. A lot of people don't make it. We wouldn't be here without y'all, literally. So we appreciate y'all, man. Building something special over here, and we are glad y'all are part of this journey, man.
Let's go.
Sat down. I believe I had some pretty big success then, and I was being talked about a lot. Maybe The Art of the Deal was out, sometime after that. I'm not sure. But I was well known. And passengers are coming into the plane. And she said I was making out with her. And then, after 15 minutes, and then she changed her story a couple of times. Maybe it was quicker. That I grabbed her at a certain part, and that was when she had enough. Now, so think of the impracticality of this. I'm famous. I'm in a plane. People are coming into the plane. And I'm looking at a woman, and I grab her, and I start kissing her and making out with her. What are the chances of that happening?
Very bold
What
claims.
are the chances?
Yeah.
And
in front of folks?
That's crazy.
Frankly, I know you're going to say it's a
one
terrible
of the most famous
thing
billionaires. Do you think nobody's going to get a picture of that?
One of the most recognizable.
It couldn't have happened. It didn't
entertainers
happen.
at the time too.
And she would not have been the chosen one.
Hey.
She would not have been the chosen one.
I'm done.
She has
He
gone
said, "Trust me, I had
around for
options.
years
Wouldn't have looked her way."
saying the story. Everywhere I go, she says this story. And it's a total lie. Now, I assume she'll sue me now for defamation like I got sued by E. Jean Carroll.
Oh, here we go.
Who interestingly said she's been hurt, damaged, but she's made more money since she did this than she ever made in her life. She gets paid a lot of money to go talk bad things about me. So remember this whole thing started, along with just about every other case I'm involved with the political campaign of Harris, and who's having a bad time because she can't talk, of Harris and Joe Biden. This was election interference.
Actually,
it all is.
Bro, the whole Harris little party they got going on, little Harris administration is in uproar right now. Because votes for Trump, hit him. That hit him, bro.
Tim Walz, for those that don't know, Tim Walz family members have coming out and actually talked shit about Tim and came out and endorsed Trump.
Well, full shirt saying votes for Trump.
Bro.
And for y'all, those are cousins and all that. No. His brother, the man, Loki looks like him, even said, you don't want that type of man to be y'all leader. His own family is coming out against him saying that.
That's crazy.
So
Coach Walz, though, y'all man.
And here's the thing. Bro, there was commentators saying that, that's left field as hell. Like, they know. Like, come on, who would expect this?
Right.
Your family
Not
to come up out of nowhere and just be like, oh, yeah, we're completely against you?
No, it's full betrayal, but there's a reason they're doing that. I mean, they could be being compensated, but maybe he isn't a good guy.
Yeah, maybe he just ain't shit guy.
Right, like, that's wild. You ain't never seen Trump's family members coming out and do that.
Man.
Honestly, he got big family.
It's all fabricated.
Talking about third
but
cousins,
fabricated in front of very friendly judges for them and in very friendly areas for them. If you get a jury, it's very hard to win in a jury where you have 3 or 4 or 5% Republican votes. Very, very tough, actually. 2 witnesses. One is named Jessica Leeds. So she was up again. She can't get rid of her. She was up. She said I was in an airplane doing that.
Make sure like the video, guys. Appreciate the support.
An armrest
get us to 100
in planes
likes.
back in those days.
Appreciate everybody
by the way,
here.
She didn't know anything about the flight, where we were going. Where I was in very few flights. I was a New York guy building New York buildings. I was in very few airplanes, I will tell you. in those days. 1979, I think. It's a long time ago. But you had the armrest, and in the old days, they didn't move.
That's
okay?
Fact.
But she said...
Nah, I remember seeing
she
like
then
pictures
got out
of planes back in the day.
Went to the back of the plane, and that was the end of the story, I think. And this story has followed me for years.
Sad.
But just to finish with her, Jessica Leeds, no police reports, no witnesses, no corroboration of any kind, no criminal suggestions, no nothing. Then you have another one, and this one is a writer for People magazine, who I actually thought was very nice. She came to Mar-a-Lago, and she wrote the most beautiful story you've ever seen. It was a love story about Melania and myself, a love story in People magazine. And that was it. It was a cover, I think, but it was a beautiful story. Everybody would love to have that marriage. She said the nicest things about me.
I mean, gee, yeah, you end up married to a supermodel. I mean, who wouldn't want that ending?
That's true.
Like, oh, you all would want that. I'm like, you're damn right. Everybody wants that.
That's true.
Like, hey, Chad, don't you want to get married to a supermodel? Now, we know most of us won't. But,
Facts.
Come on, though.
To the victor goes all the spoils. Trump was that nigga.
It'd be nice.
Trump was that nigga.
Oh, God.
Melania, you have the story. I mean, you can read the story. And her name was whoever. Let's see. Her name was who?
Oh, I couldn't remember.
Swornoff, yeah. I don't have it. Whatever her name was.
He said,
I don't know the lady, so perhaps it's much better that way, but I really don't know the lady.
Oh,
so
man.
she wrote this beautiful story.
Rejected.
And about,
Denied.
I don't know, years later, no police reports, no anything. Years later, the same person they called up, did you attack at Mar-a-Lago this woman, this writer, whatever her name is? And she was a witness in a case. Her and Leeds were the two witnesses. Only two witnesses.
Come out and say they was assaulted.
Did you attack her?
Oh, man. I
They said, who is she?
Everybody rocking with.
And they said, she writes for People magazine. I said, I don't know anything about the lady. If I had a story long ago, years before, about People, but it was a very nice story. So I don't know. It has to be made up because I don't know what you're talking about. It turned out that the same lady that wrote this beautiful story years later said I attacked her. Now, think of this.
Okay.
Oh, and she said the butler knew everything.
Oh, really?
The old expression, the butler did it, right?
That story they're trying to say that, oh, Trump, he abuses his wife, Melanie be low-key sending signals because, like, bro, yeah, they was low-key hating on Trump. They was low-key
saying
hating
she doesn't really
him.
love him and shit like that.
Yeah, because, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, when Trump brought his wife out and we all knew who she was, because everybody was trying to say, you know, oh, he hates women and all that. Brought his wife out. Wife's like a smoke show, pretty much. Like, God damn.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, he must be abusing her.
Oh,
blink
she don't
twice.
really love him.
Oh.
Look how she doesn't hold his hand. You remember that type of shit?
Yeah, it's like, what?
I remember exactly what you're talking about, bro.
Oh, God, it's like y'all hating that hard because a bad bitch won a billionaire?
You know what's funny? Trump derangement been a thing.
Yeah, apparently. It's like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. He probably want the president who had one of the baddest wives. Trump has the baddest first lady. We got to give it to him.
This man just ignites the ignorance in people, I swear.
Man. Shout out to Trump for having the baddest first lady.
Low-key, pretty much.
Oh, God.
Damn near all time. Somebody let me know. Was there a badder first lady?
Hell no. Well, the butler was Tony Senecal.
I'm Googling it.
Worked for me for a long time. He was he was retired at that time. That was years later. He retired. He was retired when this hoax came out. And what happened is he totally confirmed
literally
story, and he didn't even work for me anymore.
Oh my God!
He passed away a couple of years ago. A good man. He said the woman was crazy. It never happened. I was the one that served her whatever she was drinking.
And look who's two.
And I was there. and nothing ever
You know how much I
happened.
want to throw this phone
But
right now?
you don't need
no
the
way they tried
butler.
that.
All you have to do is read the story.
But
Think of this.
Mike?
A woman comes into Mar-a-Lago,
Mike over the line.
interviews
Oh,
me
man.
about a love story.
What website is this?
Story about my wife and myself.
And who runs it?
And
I bet it's a...
during that interview, I attacked her and pushed her up against
One
the
of the
wall
Kennedys though was low key a looker too.
violently.
I think Kennedy's wife.
Okay?
Carter?
And then she leaves
Nixon?
and she writes a perfect story.
Ford?
A perfect story. She doesn't
Garfield?
mention the event. Again,
Reagan?
there's nothing on file
Kennedy.
all.
You're right.
Zero.
Number 3.
There was no complaints. There were no complaints to People magazine. There was no witness. There was nothing. Yeah, well, there was a witness, the butler, and he's already said everything. He's already told this story. Because this story, likewise, like Leeds, this story has followed me
Blame it on
around.
the butler.
I could go through many other stories outside of this.
That's tough.
You know, it's very funny. When you're rich and famous, you get a lot of people come up with a lot of stories.
Salt could always keep a secret.
But you're writers, and some of you are legitimate
Hey, I'll take
writers,
your
and
damn
some of you
salary. I feel
aren't.
the-
Some of you are fake
Bust a
news,
couple-
and some of you
bust a
are
couple
real
people
news.
up in front of you. You
Come
not say
on,
nothing.
bro.
Put
What?
yourself in my position.
Slide your little
I'm running
extra
for
tip,
president,
man.
and I have all these cases all of a sudden come out, and they're fake cases, and they report back to DOJ, and you have Lisa Monaco, one of the people
Or
at
should I
DOJ
say
who
the
I saw the
Department
other
of
day talking
Injustice?
about the Russia hoax. And yet she's
That
friends
Trump
with
is
Andrew
hilarious.
Weissman and that whole group and crew, who should be sued, by the way, because they're not a charity. All they are is a political organization that goes after Trump for the last 8 years.
Damn.
I mean, he's a sick person that runs that, too. But Lisa Monaco is in the Department of Justice, but she's a Andrew Weissman person who's been after me for years. So far, he's failed. And he's having a heart attack because I'm leading in the polls. I guess if you look at the Nate Silver, very respected guy. I don't know him, but he has me up by a lot. So let's say we're leading, or let's say we're tied, or let's say what difference. I'm in the race. It's between two people, but I think we're leading by a lot
Yeah.
because the opponent refuses to do an interview because she can't talk. And they're not going to skate through it. We're not going to have a Marxist president. The people are getting it. So
All right, man. And for some of y'all that don't know what Marxism is, we got something for you today. Oh, man. Let's go ahead and have somebody cool explain this to us. Shout out InfoWars, because they're about to explain to us what Marxism is. Exact definition and examples and all. Let's go.
Marxist political theory. Some of us are well schooled on what has become
I thought it was
Yeah, me too.
Marxism. Some of us are well schooled
go, like
on
the
what
video.
has become
Double
known
tap the
as
screen.
cultural Marxism, and many of our fellow American citizens are not.
white people
and I can't
are-
blame
all
them.
white people are
Marxist
racist. I remember
theory
that
is a
one.
giant mess
Giving a
of
full
complicated
speech.
mental illness,
Fat
but I'm
black
sure you
woman.
need more information than that. So what if I simply told you that following World War II, a group of Marxist political theorists who seemed harmless after having fled persecution in Nazi Europe after betting on the wrong totalitarian horse, communism, brought their complete disgust for Western culture to Columbia University in New York City and gradually spread their cancer into the government, media, and academic institutions of the United States. Notably, flaring up in the 1960s, as Dr. Theodore Dalrymple put it, these new theories appealed to utopian adolescents who, number one,
And I
wanted
just
to
want to add
deny that
these
they were the most
ideologies
fortunate
and theories like Marxist socialism, they thrived at college campuses.
Yep.
As do they today.
Yeah, and another big one was Stanford as well.
Oof.
Guess who went to Stanford?
If free isn't your favorite word, feel
Kamala
free to skip
Harris's
this ad
father.
because we are giving
Oh,
away
yep,
these Trump
went to
mystery
Stanford
boxes
with
for
it.
Marxist theorist himself. Hey, Seth, you want to let everybody know on screen know what his name is?
On your unique metabolic type.
He's not
generation
joking.
that it
This is dead ass. No joke.
So maybe this is why Kamala hates, Donald Trump so much, because her father's name Donald J. Harris.
No, seriously.
Yes, Kamala's father is named Donald J. Harris. Harris.
Not like dead ass chat. Like
Bro,
dead ass.
That's why they don't mention her dad.
She got some daddy issues.
Man. How you hate Donald?
And
Your
number
daddy
two,
Donald too.
dreamed of a life
I know, that's
completely
why.
without restraints on their pleasure, giving the baby boomers what they wanted and not what they needed. Frankfurt School adherent, former member of the Brain Trust of the OSS American War Machine, and godfather of the New Left, Herbert Marcuse, along with his contemporaries, engineered a slow-moving Marxist revolution from within American society, utilizing a mass psychoanalytic Hegelian dialectic psyop that is blossoming today amongst the lethargic minds of the millennial generation.
My friend said the Frankfurt School considered psychology one of the main branches of knowledge that had to be integrated with Marxian theory. By no means replacing Marxian theory, but taking it into Marxism.
A synthesizing technique known as repressive tolerance. Thankfully, in the interest of time, Marcuse simplified the definition of repressive tolerance, saying repressive tolerance is intolerance against movements from the right and toleration of movements from the left. Repressive tolerance is achieved by arming the thoughts of emotional, rationally vacant liberals with the potent weapon of critical theory, a hive mentality that produces a catharsis for the self-loathing types of our society when confronting the social, historical, and ideological forces gluing the structures of the society together.
Some of these protests and riots that we see from their side, BLM, Antifa, I mean,
there's so many branches of this stuff at this point. Bro, the Marxist ideology is just in so many organizations, especially when it comes out to black people. Yeah. And then you got your overly rich white people or white kids who just, indulge in hedonism and leftist ideology as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. We were talking about that before we hopped on. It is kind of hedonistic. It's just kind of like self-pleasure, do as you please. Everything's justified. Everything's okay. Free. Mm-hmm. No checking, no policing. And like I said, it is just kind of...
Oh, and money just comes from the air. We could print plenty of it.
Oh, yeah, Daddy Gov.
Yes, the billionaires just want you poor. It's if you believe that lie.
Big Daddy Gov, it's on them to regulate the price of everything. Mm-hmm. Not you to get more money, but it's on them to make sure everything's affordable for you. Everything. Even the shit that's supposed to be expensive. You want them to be able to regulate the price on that.
Man.
Reached a state of cultural subversion where full-blown treason has become the norm.
People love you, and you win. Woo! And when your son looks at you and says, Mama, look, you won, bullies don't win. And I said, baby, they don't, because we're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the motherfucker.
Judicial Watch has been sounding that alarm for some time now, exposing the fact that your tax dollars are supporting your own demise. George Soros's Open Society Foundation's efforts to subvert the populism and anti-globalism sweeping the United States with Marxist division and unyielding self-loathing should ring alarm bells from sea to shining sea. Judicial Watch stated Soros, with the help of American taxpayer dollars, bolsters a radical left-wing agenda that in the United States has included promoting an open border with Mexico and fighting immigration enforcement efforts, fomenting racial disharmony by funding anti-capitalist racialist organizations, financing the Black Lives Matter movement and other organizations involved in the riots in Ferguson, Missouri, weakening the integrity of our electoral systems, promoting taxpayer-funded abortion on demand, advocating a government-run healthcare system, opposing U.S. counterterrorism efforts, promoting dubious transnational climate change agreements that threaten American sovereignty, and working to advance gun control and erode Second Amendment protections.
And they essentially outsource our foreign policy to Soros front groups.
Now, as I said, George Soros is a billionaire. His groups don't need tax dollars to do their work, advancing their left-wing agenda. Don't you think?
The moral and rational code of the United States is taking a severe beating. We have no other choice but to prosecute and reject this invasion of intended mental illness spearheaded by enemies of our republic like George Soros, or find ourselves morphing into the madness as our nation enters the point of no return. John Bound reporting for InfoWars.
Man.
Well, now you know.
Now you know what Marxism is. Go ahead and run that back.
You know.
If you want it back, go ahead and run it back. Because that was a good explanation.
Yeah,
we go down to court today to talk about this case is a scam.
Let's get the likes up, man.
We
got over 700 of y'all still in here, man. Let's get it up to 200. I want to see the likes well above 200. So double tap the screen if you in here, or you can hit the 3 buttons in the upper right hand corner. Show some support to the stream, man. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
I never met the woman other than this picture, which could have been AI generated. I don't know. Showed up out of nowhere, but it's fine. Nice picture.
Interacting with y'all niggas is like
her husband, and lots of other people are online. So celebrity line. But never met her, never touched her, never had anything to do with her.
It's kind of
the other thing is I was very famous then.
You know what's so crazy? I know y'all upset about InfoWars. I knew y'all would be. So I didn't intentionally. But this is what I really wanted to point out, though. Bro, Alex Jones has been right about things before they even happened. We all know this.
Man.
The only thing bro got wrong was the Sandy Hook thing. They crucified him over that. So I ain't gonna lie. And here's the thing. That was an accurate definition of Marxism. Go look it up. What that video just explained was the exact definition of Marxism. So you tell me you can't take facts and just separate it from where you got it from?
Yeah.
Like, it gotta be from a person you like. It gotta be from a network you accept. You just can't take facts and just be like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, this is the definition. If I Google it, it's gonna be the same definition. It's not like I played the whole video. I just played a snippet of facts from a site they don't like.
Yeah. It's
sick. It's sick sometimes. But, hey, man, it's what we deal with here.
I understand some of y'all don't like Alex Jones, but yeah, it said, bro, like, I ain't saying he's right 100% of the time. I ain't even gonna say he's right most of the time, but he's done had a lot of this shit right. If you look back, he's been doing this shit long enough to call out a lot of this shit that's been happening, or I would just say put attention on a lot of the shit that's happening, you know, on the underground, in the underworld. But yeah, I get it. Sandy Hook, Alex Jones bad.
Yep. Anybody who supports
If I would have
Trump
walked into Bergdorf Goodman, the department store that she said, everybody would have said, oh, there's Trump. And it would have been, at that time, on page 6. Page 6 was the equivalent of today's internet. Mm-hmm. And it would have been a big story if I would have walked into that store, gone into a dressing room, and supposedly, you know what, to her. Never happened. Never happened. Total phony story. And I feel sad that I have to come up here and explain it. I have all this legal talent, but legal talent cannot overcome rigged judges. They can't overcome a 4% Republican area. And I'm disappointed in my legal talent, I'll be honest with you. They're good. They're good people. They're talented people. Today at the trial, they didn't mention the dress. So the Monica Lewinsky type dress was a big part of the trial. Big part of the trial. I said, why didn't you mention that? And I heard there was a dress involved. And I wasn't frightened at all because I did nothing with her. Never touched this woman, saw this woman, had no idea who she was. But they have a dress, sir. I said, so what? Well, sir, it's very sir. They used that dress to try and intimidate me. They used that dress with the public. That dress was such a famous dress. It was Monica Lewinsky, part 2, the dress. And the judge wanted it for trial. And it was going to go into trial. And then they found out there was nothing on the dress, which I knew. Oh, I got you. And then the judge wouldn't allow it to be used. So they used it as a cudgel. They used it as a hammer over my head. And then the judge, when he heard that it showed totally negative, the judge wouldn't allow us to use it at trial.
Oh, wow.
Then there was an Anderson Cooper interview where she said essentially, no, he didn't rape me. Mm-hmm. She was selling her book.
And we just covered that
she
for
wrote
y'all.
a book.
Yeah, we just showed it.
The book would have been a total failure, probably was anywhere, though probably sold more recently. Again, this is a woman that wasn't doing well until she came out with this stuff about me. And that's happened to others, too, by the way. She's not the only one. But they have the Anderson Cooper tape.
Man, she got clouded up
and
for that one.
In the Anderson Cooper tape, it's an interview of
I wonder
her.
how well that book did.
And Cooper says something to the effect, did he rape you? Did he rape you? He was so happy. Oh, did he rape you? And she gave a very good answer
Cooper
for
was
me.
salivating out the mouth, asking her, like, did he do it? Did he do it?
Did he do it?
Come on,
Like,
come on. Say it in the mic.
Oh God, like, come on now. It's like, oh, you gotta do it. Did he? He was trying to lead her into it, but then she just took a complete left turn and said, no, actually, it was very it was sexy. I was like,
bro, the most
crazy.
Yeah, that was funny. That was hilarious.
Imagine being Anderson Cooper. You're trying to push this lady to say something. She just say something left field that.
I know he looked at the producers in the back like,
bro, turn the fucking camera. Turn the camera off. This we're trying to assassinate Trump's character. It's not working.
And this bitch forgot the script. Now, but all jokes aside, but the most telling part of that interview for me was the part where she literally went inaudible. He's asking her questions, and it's almost like she couldn't even bring herself to say a response. Like she knew she was lying on that man.
Yeah, but she said,
shaking her head like some little ass girl,
bro. And she just making the. I ain't gonna lie, she was just making the interview so weird. I ain't even gonna be real. I gotta be real with you. The whole time they was conversing, I'm just sitting there going like, yeah, he ain't do that. He ain't touch that
at all. Bro, literally sounded like one of her scripts, one of her stories.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. If you read it out, it kind of writes itself like a book. I was like, wow, this just sounds like a set. But
no pun intended. But but as you said though, isn't she an SNL writer or was former SNL writer?
Yep, she said it. She said in the interview, go look back. She said, yeah, I was a writer for SNL, so I'll be writing these skits. I'm like, oh wow,
makes sense.
You just snitch on yourself.
Low key. What is that called? A Freudian slip?
Yeah.
But a bad answer for CNN for Anderson. Right. And he said, we're going to commercial break right now. We're going. Then she came back from commercial break, and she was much more hostile. But this man wouldn't let us use the tape or the proper questions having to do with the tape. Wouldn't let us, Judge Kaplan wouldn't let it be used. We wanted to get the outtakes. In other words, what did Anderson Cooper talk to her about during that intermission for a commercial that he called for immediately? Where do you see this? I mean, some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. We're going to commercial break right now. And so what happened is we weren't able to use it. Well, the other thing is we had not one trial, we had two trials. Nobody understands why. We asked for a consolidation. And I wanted to show up to the trial, to the first trial. My lawyer, who's not up here, not with us any longer, sir, you should not show up. You're the former president or the president. I don't even know when the trial was, but you're the president of the United States, sir. This is beneath you. I've got this 100%. The dress is negative, but he wasn't able to use it. Sir, it's beneath you to show up. I said, but wouldn't that be bad for a jury? Wouldn't that be sort of bad for a jury if I don't show up? He said, sir, you don't have to show up. I've got this. You shouldn't do it. It's beneath you. It's beneath you.
Pretty much the lawyer's like, bro, you know how much evidence we got? Like, bro, I could throw this out without you even pulling up. And then he goes to the court and he be like, yeah, so look at this evidence. You can't use it. I'm like, wait, what? Okay, well, what about this evidence? You can't use that either. I'm like,
inadmissible. Can't use it. Gotta throw it out.
Wait. God damn it. Loki, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure the lawyer was like, okay, shit, yeah, I should have put him on stand.
That shit is funny, though, because that does sound like the cockiness of a
lawyer. Like, think about it.
Nah, bro, you ain't got to show up.
I had the same cockiness. Let's be real. If I had evidence like this, and I'll take it to court, I'm like, bro, you don't even got to show up. I'm going to get this thrown out. I'm going to send you the email.
Type shit. I'll call you when it's done.
Oh, God. I'd have been that assured. But then you tell me the justice system fails you like that. You're like, hold on. This is the best evidence I can provide you. You tell me I can't use it? And I just told my client not to pull up. Oh, shit.
That's when his lawyer realized it was an agenda on that man.
Yeah, he's like, it's bad out.
Like, fuck, bro. I think they want you.
The office of the president. I understood what he meant by that.
Get you, dog.
He caught him in like,
and so I didn't show up.
Bad news.
I of something that I didn't do with a woman that I have never seen, touched, or in any way was involved with, nor would I want to be. I would not want to be. My people say, please don't say that. I would not want to be involved with her. And that's where we are. So we're appealing it, and people would say it's not a friendly panel based on the appointments, but you'll look that up yourself. But I hope they understand this is the office of the President of the United States, and there has to be fairness shown. Our court system is looking so bad. If you're a Democrat, these are all Democrat-appointed people. Biden, Clinton, I think others. 3 people.
Correct.
They seem very good today, and I mean, they seem absolutely fine. But I've read and I've heard it's not a friendly panel, but I wasn't surprised because I don't get friendly panels. I don't get friendly panels. But where we've had fair judges, where we've had brilliant judges, frankly, I don't know the judge in Florida, Judge Cannon. Don't know her.
And shout out Vlasteen, man, one of the mods, one of the supporters, full-time supporter, really.
Man, oh God, shout out Vlasteen, man.
Let's get you a proper do DeMarco.
Anytime you show Trump speaking, the Trump derangement syndrome goes hard. Have you guys read 1984 by George Orwell? You know what? They was referencing that book today on what I was watching. It was kind of funny. I was like, bro, I need to read that 1984. I think it was a whole movie. Like
do you know what the what it's about?
I think it's because bro, not really, because I haven't read it, but there is a saying to it. It says, "What is the answer for 1984?" And the answer is 1776. So it's supposed to be meaning that the people supposed to galvanize and is a low-key supposed to fight this tyrannical government. So whatever this 1984 book was about, it must have been about tyrannical government. And the answer to that is, of course, 1776.
Okay.
In my belief, like I said, I haven't read the book yet. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it in.
Yeah, I had that to my list.
Library.
Appreciate that, Vlasteen.
Oh God.
You know we always like to learn.
And I think there was I think Moon did a thing on it too.
Oh, you know what? I think I did see the thumbnail to that.
Yeah. So we can probably play it on stream. Man.
Shout out Moon.
Okay.
Cool. But
appreciate that, Vlasteen.
I think she's a brilliant woman. I think she handled a scam. It's a scam case. That's the documents case. That's the case where Biden, who had 10 times more documents, took all this stuff for years, 50 years, and he was exonerated. Of course, they said he was incompetent, so he wasn't fit. So he was exonerated based on that. But me, I don't get exonerated so easily. And I had a thing called the Presidential Records Act, which exonerates me. But we won that trial. And the other side plays the ref. Crew and Weissman and all these people.
Damn.
And again, Lisa Monaco.
Appreciate that, Vlasteen.
Should not be involved in this because she's been after Trump for years, and now she's like the second person at the DOJ. But she's with all these people. And they're playing the ref, and they say terrible things about judges. They do it with the Supreme Court justices because they think they're going to intimidate them. I think it should be illegal. That's what the DOJ should look into, the legality of these people taking a brilliant judge and demeaning her and taking other people that are fair and solid and demeaning them. It's called playing the ref. Nobody did it better than the late, great Bobby Knight basketball coach. He would scream at those refs and everything and they say, Bobby, you're not going to get the decision overturned. Yep, but the next one I will. And he was right. He was a great basketball coach. Last coach to have an undefeated season. Last coach in basketball to have it many years ago. He also endorsed me, but he played the ref. These people are playing the ref when they are allowed to call for recusal, impeachment of a judge, because they're not getting their way.
Oh, man. Shout out, man.
My man, XRM 550. We're going to get you a proper doing down to Marco, my man.
He said, hold on. Yeah, appreciate you, big dog. Man, the Democrats founded the KKK. Can't wait to see Trump dominate in the debate, man. You two are the truth. Hunter Biden is so prison bound. Trump 2024, man. Okay, yeah, he snapped. He cooked. I felt the energy you typed that with.
Yeah,
I got you, dog.
Man. There was flames spitting out of your fingers when you wrote that, wasn't it?
Nah, for real.
And for some reason, the other side doesn't do that. They don't do that. The other side is much softer.
That boy Biden,
Republicans play it a lot softer.
He will rule.
But
rule the day.
Legitimately.
He decides to do crack with hookers and then go all around Europe with it. It's like, come on.
If I might, Will Scharf to come up, just say a couple of words about what took place today.
Bro.
One of our attorneys worked.
Hey, he need that crack.
What a dumbass.
He needed crack.
Bro, that's how you know. That's a crackhead ass move.
Bro.
Like, actually knowing a real crackhead, bro, that was a crackhead ass move.
Like, bro, you told me you ran out of money. He's like, damn, I need to get money as soon as possible.
Bro,
you couldn't have hit the debit card or something? Like,
didn't think like
he sold his laptop to a pawn shop.
You know what was crazy? He'd have been all right if he came back for it.
Yeah, I think that was it. It was a pawn shop and he never came back.
He never came back for it.
And then they cracked it and they're like, oh shit. Dumbass. Now he's over here smoking crack with hookers with pictures on. Damn, man, I ain't gonna lie.
His dead brother's wife, fucking sicko.
Oh,
disgusting ass nigga. I'm not gonna lie, he's a fucking sicko.
Yeah,
and he married her. They're both sick.
Oof.
They're fucking both sick.
Oof.
Working on this.
Why does nobody talk
ridiculous?
About that?
It's a ridiculous case.
Disgusting, bro.
Bro, remember when I showed the whole Biden essay in her, bro? Tara Reedy.
And they try to say I was wrong for saying Ashley Biden made claims against S.A. in her diary.
Yeah, bro, she made claims against S.A. on a family friend of Biden. Yeah, pretty much was S.A. in her, and it was in her diary, the Ashley Biden diary, and that also got picked up by somebody. So these family members just tend to leave very important information in just random places,
lying about.
Yeah, it's like, god damn, y'all messy with this one.
I swear. Sensitive information just to be leaving out.
Bro, they need to clean her like the Clintons.
Oh, God.
These cases.
Like Diddy.
It's political interference. It's a witch hunt, just like the fake Russia scam was a witch hunt. And just like they want to start that scam all over again by announcing that Russia, we're talking about.
Appreciate the
and
support.
You know what they do when they do
Linda,
that? They intimidate people from having a fair election. They intimidate poll workers from...
That's one new member. Oh, they just joined. Appreciate it.
All right.
Take place in the election.
We appreciate you, man.
And it's a disgrace. Our country's in serious trouble. Our judicial system is in very serious trouble. Will, please come up. Thank you.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Will Scharf. I'm one of President Trump's attorneys. Today, we presented oral argument before the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit in one of two cases brought against President Trump by E. Jean Carroll. Now, it's really important to remember that E. Jean Carroll's story at its heart is an utterly implausible he said, she said story. There is no corroboration for anything she has ever claimed about President Trump. There are no corroborating witnesses, as President Trump alluded to. There is not confirmatory DNA. No police report was filed at the time of this alleged incident.
Texas.
She was unable to identify when this incident occurred.
Oh, man, shout out Austin Jocelyn, man, we appreciate the $10 super chat. Open borders are running away. Open borders are running away from their countries. Don't understand that the more we let in, the more America will turn into what they're running from. And we got the perfect video for you, bro.
Yeah, we got a little special video for
man
y'all after. We're gonna wrap the stream up with it. Actually, it's telling. I'll say that. It's a very telling video.
Man, and trust me, it's gonna be the best example of why we should stop even doing this immigration.
You wanna?
Oh, we can show it right now, man.
You want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought you were talking about the one I had pulled up on X.
We can do both. We can just go ahead and make a whole point out of immigration right now, because we appreciate you, Austin, because you just, man, I ain't gonna lie, you just made the stream right here. Appreciate you. Now we can turn point it a little bit. All right, man, because now we got to get into some realness. Because I already got it playing. So you should be able to pull it up on the home, and it should be ready to go. Or in the history. That works too. There we go. Pay attention, everybody, please.
Some people say that mass immigration into the United States can help reduce...
Pay attention, please.
Close attention.
Some people say that mass immigration into the United States can help reduce world poverty. Is that true? Well, no, it's not. And let me show you why.
Appreciate the support,
represents the 1 million legal immigrants that the United States has taken every year on average since 1990.
And if you missed that, so I'm going to give you the conversion. One gumball is 1 million immigrants, okay? So one gumball he puts in that cup equals 1 million people. Let's go.
Now, who in the world deserves our humanitarian compassion? The World Bank has one measure of the desperately poor of the world. They make less than $2 a day. And how many people make less than $2 a day in the world? Well, let's start with Africa. In Africa alone, there are 650 million people.
650 million.
Who make less than $2 a day. 650 million.
And boy, y'all be complaining about India, 15 an hour.
Another 890 million people, desperately poor. China adds another 480 million people, making less than $2 a day. And unfortunately, the rest of Asia has a heartbreaking 810 million people who the World Bank says make less than $2 a day.
Yeah, heard.
And finally, there's 105 million of Latin America's population that are desperately poor. All told, the World Bank says there are 3 billion people in the world. 3 billion people who are desperately poor, making less than $2 a day.
Shout out Charles Cole, man. Another $5 super chat, man. We appreciate the support, man. My man says Hillary paid for the Steele dossier, a lie that cost $30 million with Mueller fake investigation. Yet she was only fined $130K. Hey, no man. Prison time.
She had to pay somebody for that BS. She had to pay somebody. But remember, Clintons. Them Clintons, man, they get away with it all.
All told, the World Bank
appreciate that super chat, Charles.
3 billion people in the world. 3 billion people.
Appreciate that.
Who are desperately poor, making less than $2 a day. That's 3,000 gumballs.
Shout out to you, bro.
And every year, we take 1 million and suggest that we've somehow made a humanitarian difference?
Yeah. So we take 1 million a year and we think we did something to this big ass number right here. Remember, each gumball equal 1 million people. Remember that. And we only got 2 gumballs in the glass cup, which is the U.S.
Of course, we don't pull our immigrants from these desperately poor populations, do we? These people are too poor, too sick, too disconnected to make it here as immigrants. We tend to pull our immigrants out of the better off poor of the world. And Mexico tends to define the type of immigrant that we bring here because the plurality of people come from Mexico. And Mexico is poor.
Yeah. I'm going to give you one thing. The one reason why the Mexicans kind of work out is, well, they're Christians. So when they come over here, it's all Jesus and all that. So they can kind of blend in our society better than, well, what the UK doing. They're a bunch of Christians and they got a whole bunch of Muslims in their stuff. And look how that's working out for them. Terribly. So that's why I ain't gonna lie, the Mexicans were a little bit easier to assimilate than, well, what they're doing now.
How many people in the world live in countries that have average incomes lower than that of Mexico? And the World Bank tells us that that number is these 3 billion plus another 2.6 billion people. 5.6 billion people in the world who live in countries with average incomes below that of Mexico. That's 5,600 gumballs. And so what is it that the elites are telling us? They're telling us that when we take this 1 million immigrants, that we somehow or another are tackling world poverty. And we have to do it regardless of the effect on our unemployed, the working poor, the most vulnerable members of our society, regardless of the effect on our natural resources. Even if we went by the most radical proposals in Washington, which are to actually double our immigration to 2 million a year.
Still ain't doing nothing.
And to the dismay of many Americans, these numbers are way above 1-2 million a year nowadays.
And shout out to one of the members, man, Linda. We appreciate the support, man. Miss Brian, we appreciate you.
Ain't had too much to say, just wanted to show some support.
Man, let's go.
Which would totally overwhelm our physical, natural, and social infrastructures.
Man, appreciate y'all in the chat, man. We appreciate the love.
Difference.
We do it
and
for y'all.
And we may be really hurting the impoverished people of the world.
Appreciate y'all.
Because the million that we do take are among the most energetic, often the better educated certainly the most dissatisfied people that if they did not immigrate would be the agents for change,
for sure,
to improve the lot of all the people in these countries. The true heroes in the global humanitarian field are the people in these countries who have the wherewithal to immigrate to another country, but instead stay in their countries, to apply their skills to help their fellow countrymen. Unfortunately, our immigration system tends to entice these very type of people to abandon their countrymen. The impossibility of making even a dent is actually worse than it looks here.
You know, it's a good example what he's saying when you take the best of that country and put them here. The best example I can think of is, well, Patrick Bet-Davis. Like, let's be real. A great leader type like that, maybe if we'd have kept that in Iran. I'm not saying that we don't love him. I'm glad he's over here, but maybe we'd have kept bro in Iran. He might have been that person to change Iran, change it over to America or whatever. It's like when we do take their best and their brightest, we're actually taking talent away from that country.
No, you're not lying. Especially when they could be a resource had they have stayed in their country, right?
Yep.
A beacon of light, a source of inspiration for the people beneath and around them.
He could have been the supreme leader. Instead, now he's, well, a multi-millionaire CEO. Like,
damn near billionaire.
Damn near billionaire.
Patrick Bet-Davis got a stupid bag.
So
stupid dummy bag.
Hey,
stupid bag.
Hey,
racks, fetty,
because
chicken.
Done.
Last year, when we took 1 million immigrants, these countries added births over deaths, 80 million more people into the impoverished population.
They do have more kids than us.
And this year, Congress is bringing in 1 million legal immigrants.
Cute.
And this year, according to the United Nations, these countries are expected to add another 80 million people. And next year, you can be quite sure that Congress, unless stopped by the American voters, will bring in another 1 million immigrants.
Bro.
And these countries, unfortunately, will be adding.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Into these impoverished nations. We could take 5 million a year.
5.
But we'd never get ahead of what's happening in these countries. Not in this country.
Look at my man's face like, bro, you fucking kidding me?
Of what's happening in
these.
these.
You fucking kidding me?
Sitting there lost, like,
bro. It was that aha moment. Like, wow, are you fucking kidding me?
I believed them. Like, I really believed them.
Oh man,
it's like I thought we was helping them, but we're really fucking them over. Thinking, and then we're fucking ourselves over. So nobody's winning. Nobody's winning. It's crazy.
These countries, not in this century. Don't you see? Immigration can never be an effective or significant way to deal with the suffering people of the world.
Man.
They have to be helped where they live. 99.9% of them will never be able to immigrate to a rich country. There's no hope for that. They have to bloom where they're planted. The only place that 99.9% of these people can be helped is where they live. Let's help them there.
Yeah. Now, let's improve their economy, or let's try to get them out of this dictatorship or whatever they're in so they can help themselves. Man,
and
the video.
Shout out Vladstein for the extra $5 super chat, the additional $5 super chat. He says,
video suggestion, man.
The profound meaning of Plato's Allegory of the Cave by After School. Okay.
Now that sounds like some philosophy thing. Oh, well, and so funny because it pulls up so instantly.
We'll have to pull that up for you.
All right.
But if you guys fully understood the idea expressed in that video, then this next video is just going to piss you off.
Oh, yeah. This is just to let you know it's real.
This is just going to piss you off.
All right, let's get real, guys. Because I hated this video my damn self. I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you. You?
India.
Where are you going?
Oregon.
Thank you. You?
India.
Where are you going?
New York.
Thank you.
India.
India.
Where are you going? Thank
They're
you.
giving their country they're
Where are you
from
going?
and where they're going in the United
California.
States.
Thank you. You?
India. California.
Thank you. You?
America.
Thank you. Where are you going?
California.
Who are you? Where are you going?
Indianapolis.
Okay, thank you.
Indianapolis.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Bro, coming over
Where
here.
Are you going? Where are you going? Michigan. Where are you from?
Huh?
¿Dónde vienes?
Bro, they coming over here.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Wait.
Where are you from? Guinea. Where are you going, sir?
I'm going to New York.
Thank you, sir. You?
Bro.
Where are you going?
Thank you.
Where are you going?
All liberal.
What state are you going to?
All liberal states.
And you?
Bro.
Are you going to New York?
Liberal
Where are you
states.
Peep how long
You?
this video is, y'all.
You? Louisville. You? New York.
Damn,
You?
Kentucky?
Yep.
You?
Remember, it's blue all
New
of a
York,
sudden.
you?
Yeah.
New York? You? You? You?
New York.
You?
Yeah, most immigrants
You?
go to New York.
You? You?
That blend right in.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? New York? Where you going? Where you
That
going?
man look like he might be a killer.
Where you going?
The last one, these I don't know.
Where
These
you
guys
going?
in the back here,
Where you
I
coming
don't
from?
like. I don't like how
Where
they
you going?
looking a little too much. I ain't gonna lie.
Where
They
you
look a little
coming from?
dangerous.
Where you going? Yeah. Where you coming from?
Nah.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? ¿Dónde vienes?
Colombia.
¿A dónde vas, viejo?
Somebody in the
You
comments
understand?
was like,
¿A qué estado?
you know what's mostly disturbing about this? We're the women and children. These are mostly fighting age males.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Well, remember there are there were a couple women in there right next to their man, fighting age males, bro. That's what I'm saying. And bro, they're going to all the blue states, bro. They said Indiana. That's next to us. Michigan. That's right on top of us. And we know what the sad thing is. They're all blue states, all liberal. Liberal states now overwhelmed. Can't fund
the
them.
United States, man. Don't think we lying.
Man, shout out Austin for that super chat. He said liberal states now overwhelmed. We can't fund them, bro. We can't.
Shout out Austin, man.
And you heard it from their mouths. They kept saying these liberal states.
Hold on. This video ain't done. We ain't done. I'm gonna play the whole thing for y'all. I kind of want to strike this point home so y'all can fully understand. And this is 1 5-minute video. Don't think this is all the immigrants.
Oh, no, hold on. So Linda, actually, yeah, like security officer for the state of Texas, 13 years. Our prisons are full.
Whoa, shout
Man,
out.
these are mental health alerts. Man, look, I'm gonna be real with you, man. All these school shootings is mental health alerts that we don't address. We just want to blame on guns like we don't have a mental health crisis in America. But it's crazy how we want to ignore that and just focus on, taking rights away from citizens.
Nah, it is crazy. Just to add to that point, I think I'm not sure if this is the point Linda was making or not, but it's kind of crazy to think that we're getting this influx of people who are undocumented, and even beyond that, we don't know the mental state, the mental capacity, the mental health of these people.
True.
And I mean, everybody loves to hop on Trump's ass for saying that they're coming from mental facilities, but he's not lying. Some of these people aren't coming over here mentally well.
Yeah. Actually, bro, some of these countries low-key kick them out because they're not mentally well. And they're being like, bro, let's send all of our sick to America so we can get them out of here. Because think about it, they got, just like we do, we spend taxpayer money to take care of our mentally ill. Now we're going to spend taxpayer money to take care of our mentally ill and the immigrants mentally ill.
That shit's crazy. It's like you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah,
oh, wait. America got open borders. Head over there.
And you don't think these Africans are going to huddle together and try to take an apartment complex just like the Mexicans did in... the Venezuelans. Sorry, we got to separate y'all.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, shout out to all nationalities. It's not a personal thing. It's not a xenophobic comment. It's just the fact of what happened. Like, immigrants came over. They just happened to be Venezuelan, and that's what they did.
Man, those were trafficking. Yeah.
I think that's the scariest part about them being fighting age males. Like,
actually,
they got the
you know what's disturbing?
Capability to do some shit like
Did
that.
anybody seen the beginning of the video where the woman who walked by kind of with an eye patch?
I didn't notice that.
That's a woman I would yank by and be like, yeah, okay, they're trafficking you, right? Because ain't no way you walking over the whole eye patch. Man, not to mention how many terrorists are
Austin,
man.
Again, $2 super chat. Yes, sir. What did he say, Seth?
He said, not to mention how many terrorists are let in now. It's like,
yeah. Bro, it's crazy because we don't know who we're getting. We don't know who the hell we're getting. That's the scariest part to me.
Man, it's a raffle of the worst. It's not even a raffle of the best. We're getting a raffle of the worst. The visa program, we was taking the good ones. Now, we're just taking anybody. And here's the part. We're not just taking anybody, sadly. Now we're just taking in the worst, and then we're getting mad when these crimes pop up everywhere. Man.
Nah, continue to drop those facts, Linda.
Oh, God, continue to drop the facts in the chat. You start up in there.
You got perspective. We need to see that. Like, hold on. We ain't been to Texas. We ain't been to the border. Drop that knowledge.
Where you from? Where are you going? Where are you going? ¿Dónde vienes? ¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Vienes solo? Wow.
13.
Buenas noches. ¿Dónde vienes?
Oh, nah, I don't even speak Spanish, but he just asked that kid if he was traveling solo, and the kid said, yeah.
Yo.
Nah, I know that's exactly what happened.
Bye.
I don't even speak Spanish, but
Where are you
people
going?
said.
Why
¿Dónde
are you getting
vienes?
bait?
¿Cuántos años tienes? 12. ¿Vienes
Oh.
solo?
He asked him how old he was. He said 12, I think that's 12.
Yeah.
And he asked him if he was traveling solo, and he apparently, like, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Hey, yo, somebody get that little man off the street, bro.
Even the nigga was like, wow.
I mean.
¿Dónde vienes? ¿Cuántos años tienes? 12. ¿Vienes solo? Wow.
He said, sí.
Buenas
Wow.
¿Dónde vienes?
Wow.
¿A qué estado te diriges?
He's young too.
Carolina.
South Carolina. Gracias. ¿Y usted?
Oh, they're going to
¿De
all the
dónde
blue
viene?
states.
Guatemala. ¿Vas a Washington?
With the grandma? With grandma?
A Kentucky. ¿Usted, señorita?
Kentucky.
A Kentucky.
They look happy as hell to be here.
They look happy as hell.
Denver. ¿Y usted? ¿Y usted?
Oh, my goodness.
Denver. ¿Y usted? Denver. ¿Y usted? Denver.
Oh, shit. Linda.
Pennsylvania.
No, they are doing that with children,
Pennsylvania.
though.
Ecuador.
They are
¿De
definitely
dónde
doing
vienes?
that
¿A
with
dónde
children.
vas? ¿A qué estado? Espérate, ¿a qué
serious?
estado? A New Jersey. ¿Y tú?
Bro, like,
A Houston,
bro,
gracias.
some of these
Houston,
people literally
Houston,
work for the cartels and all that, so they do help them with like human trafficking operations, so they can get into the country as well. Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, bro. Because I've also read the reports that she's talking about like, yo, they catch the coyotes and they got 13-year-old kids with them. They not their kids.
Oh, no, that's sick, bro.
So yeah,
You serious?
yeah. When I started hearing that, I was like, okay, this immigration stuff is going a little too far.
Nah, Linda, I believe you. It's just, nah, that's just sick as hell. I'm not gonna lie, that's just wild.
Yeah, it gets dark. It gets dark.
God damn. I mean, that's the type of shit Myron would say he was attacking on the border.
Yeah, that's
like
what he was saying too.
Child traffickers and shit like that. People trying to sneak women over the border and shit.
Mm-mm.
Crazy as hell.
Houston.
We need to stop. What the? We shared.
Man, I'm here. Let's
Shout
get it,
out
Jake.
Jake, let's go.
Man, Jake Peters, man.
Boy, Jake chiming in. One of the mods, man. One of the supporters. We appreciate you, bro.
Let's go.
Houston. Houston. Nueva Jersey.
Go ahead and like his comment
Nueva
in
Jersey.
super chat.
New Jersey. New Jersey. New Jersey. New
New
Jersey.
Jersey.
Houston.
Bro, why they gotta be around
Houston.
us?
Arizona.
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 Ah,
Arizona.
damn.
Virginia. New York. New York.
I gotta go warn some of
New
the
York.
homies in Arizona.
New Jersey. Manhattan.
Here comes some of the
Minneapolis.
women, bro.
Minneapolis.
There was a lot of men in
Arkansas.
front.
Arkansas. Arkansas.
That's
Arkansas.
scary. You got a mask on.
Where you going? ¿Dónde vas? Arkansas? Okay, ¿y tú? Omaha.
Bro, they're
¿Y
going
tú?
everywhere.
How do they know? Like, bro, what is there? There buses at the end of this motherfucker that just here's the bus to go here, 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 and here, and y'all
Bro,
just
it's like
take
they already
them?
got their assigned location. That's weird. I'm really kind of wondering what the play is.
Bro,
Like,
then,
how
but-
do they come over here already knowing where they're about to go?
Bro,
Like,
here's a crazy
I mean, I
thing.
guess that makes sense, but still.
What are they doing? Handing social security cards at the border or something? Man, they need to get sent back, man. Immigrants, the right way is not fair for them. To be allowed in, they are taking too much from our own resources. Well, from our resources. Sorry about that. The glitch.
And it's kind of crazy because
They
if
need
you
to
guys
sit
just
back.
watched the video we covered about the immigration, like we're not
Immigrate the
doing
right way.
nothing. We're not doing nothing by helping out 1 million or so, taking 1 million or so people in. We're actually hurting the society that already exists here, and what we're doing is inconsequential in terms of battling,
And Glitch is right, though. They got to immigrate the right way.
rising, or just taking in them immigrants ain't really helping us.
Nah, it ain't helping us. All it's going to do is just keep adding to crime. One is also going to add to a lack of jobs, housing.
They're taking
Like,
those black jobs that Trump said.
I'm weak as hell. Yeah.
Not facts though. No funny shit. Like the entry level work, we're having to compete with people who shouldn't even really be here that came here illegally.
Actually, you know what's insulting? Like, think about this. Imagine having to get a job. You got to speak correct English and all this to get the job. But somebody could walk in and don't know a lick of English.
And they're adapting to those folks.
Oh, God, bro. And they're over here. Oh, anybody got Spanish for this guy? And I'm like, it's cool, but why don't we got factories for the Spanish?
Bro, that
speakers?
argument
Come
can't
on.
even be used anymore, bro. They're applying for the same entry level jobs that are available to everybody else. Do y'all know what the job market looks like right now?
Man.
It ain't just a hella jobs just sitting out here.
Oh.
So these warehouse jobs that everybody's supposed to be able to apply to with little to no experience, You got a larger pool of people now. You're competing with a larger pool.
And shout out Jake Peters, man. On God, notice the states are hollering all blue, all liberal states. Not one red state was named. Because if I'd have heard Ohio, I'd have to stand and be like, no, hold on. I need to call ICE in Ohio.
Columbus?
Bro, hold on.
No, the fuck you not.
Nope.
No, the fuck you
nope.
not.
Stay your ass over there.
Stay your ass right there.
Nope. Please don't do that. Don't do that.
Houston, Minneapolis,
Hey, he's open carry out here.
Brooklyn, Minneapolis, Nueva York, Minneapolis, Chicago, New York, New York, New York,
Ooh.
New York, New York, New York, New York, New York. ¿Dónde vas?
Damn, you're going crazy.
New York, New Jersey, gracias. New Jersey, New Jersey. ¿Y usted? ¿Y usted? ¿Y usted? ¿Y usted?
Okay.
Gracias. ¿Y usted? Where you going? Where you going? Texas. You?
Texas.
Colorado. You?
Texas.
New
Colorado.
York. You?
Shit.
California. You? New York. You?
No, what part of Texas?
Miami. California.
Bro, that's not
Texas.
the point. The point is
Texas?
we shouldn't have to be competing in the job market that's already strict, that's already tight. We shouldn't have to be competing with people who shouldn't be here. That's not the point. There should be
true.
jobs, entry-level work for people to get into. Bro, just because you work in an entry-level job doesn't mean you're not qualified to work another one. You don't know how many people graduate college and can't get work because, again, the job market is shit. So just because you're in an entry-level role doesn't mean that you're unqualified or that you're uneducated. Like, and these roles should be available to whoever, whenever they need them.
And I'm gonna have to speak to our older audience even older than me that can understand that. And, oh, wait, when you got your degree, where was the jobs at? Nowhere. So
come on now.
And we were kids when this was happening, but I remember my older cousin going to school and being like, yo, I got this degree. What the fuck?
Y'all scary as hell. Actually, I'm gonna check some of y'all in the comments. I don't do this often, and I try not to. This nigga be getting on me about it. But how the fuck is it fear-mongering? We sharing a fucking video. We just sharing the video.
It is on X. Shout out to X.
Bro, this man even that recorded the video isn't even really saying anything. He's just asking these people where they're going.
Man. And shout out to Skyjet, man, for the $1.34 super chat, man. We appreciate it. But it is crazy how to say, bro, we're not fear-mongering. You're just afraid of the truth. That's it.
Bro, it makes you fearful.
I understand.
I get it. No, trust me. I get why you're fearful. But don't say we're spreading fear. We're just sharing a video. Anybody can watch this on X, bro.
But you got to go. In the end of the day, you got to know this. If you got a family or people you want to protect, don't you want to know what's coming?
If you live in Kentucky, Texas, New York, California.
How many states do they live? Hey, I'm be real with you. They probably live there. So they'll go like, no, I'm scared. You're fear-mongering.
Right.
I'm like, yeah,
it ain't
I
my
get
fault,
it.
bro. Talk to Kamala.
Yeah.
And shout out Vladstein, another $10 super chat, man. We appreciate the support, Vladstein. Moderator, super chat, long-time supporter, man. We appreciate you, bro. What'd he say, Seth?
Man, he said, people keep confusing not wanting illegal immigrants as being anti-immigrant. It's simple, really. Follow the legal process and stop making it harder for people that are waiting to come here legally.
That's why I said it's really so disrespectful to those folks that be on the waiting list, have to take all this tests, spend all this money. It's not a cheap process.
Bro.
It's not a quick process. So for these folks to just be able to come over here, I'm seeking asylum, have 5 years to, 5 years to like gain, not gain citizenry, but like, they got 5 years to, I think,
get employment or something?
Something like that.
Because I have heard that they're getting like IDs and stuff like that, but like IDs and social securities and get a permanent address. So guess what that means? You can vote.
That is crazy. Essentially, the concept is like, come over here. They say they're seeking asylum. They got 5 years to, I think, like get their visa or something like that. Obtain their visa legally, I believe.
Okay.
And then if they don't,
hold on, wait, what? You get let in and you got 5 years to earn it?
But look, if they don't, they're supposed to get deported. But bro, these people are coming in illegally.
Okay.
They don't have any intentions of turning themselves in to ICE. Like, come on, bro.
Nah, they ain't doing that.
They already done spread out. They already probably had kids. Probably done already got a job and all that good shit.
Bro, they didn't have kids. Now they got some American citizens. Sadly, we gotta count it, guys. We gotta count it.
New York, Texas, Colorado, Texas, New York, Texas,
bro,
California. Where are you from? ¿Dónde vienes? India. Where are you going? New York. Where are you from? India. Where are you going? New York. You? India, New York. Thank you. India, New York. Thank you. India, Indiana. Thank you. India. Where are you going? LA. Thank you.
No, Linda, you make a good point. Like, some of these people do come over here to actually prosper off the American dream, but the dangerous part about it, and I would have to argue with anybody on this, Linda, with all due respect. The dangerous part about it is when they're undocumented. They're undocumented. We don't know who these folks are. We don't know intentions, good or bad.
Bro, at least in the visa program, we got your records from where you at.
We know what you coming over here for,
bro. All that
school. You're trying to go to school. You're trying to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're undocumented, you're undocumented. We can assume, like, yeah, some of these people are coming over here for goodwill, good intention, but we just don't know. We don't know their background. We don't know their criminal history. We don't know their mental health history. We don't know. We do not know. That's the dangerous part about it. And I say that's like one of our biggest threats to national security is the fact that we just got this influx of people over here entering all these cities, spreading throughout all these states, and we don't know who the fuck these people is.
And they're wondering why we're having rampant crime.
God damn.
You? India. Where you going? Arizona. ¿Dónde vienes? Where you from? Bolivia. Thank you. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Go ahead. ¿Dónde vienes? India. Where you going? New York. You? Where you? Washington, Seattle. Thank you. India. Where you going? Chicago. Okay. You? Chicago. Where you from?
He said Chicago.
Senegal. Where you going? Senegal. Where you going?
Senegal. He from Senegal.
America. New York.
America.
California. Where? Cincinnati. Cincinnati.
Oh hell nah.
Thank you. You?
What the hell, Cincinnati? Oh, bro, hold on. Hell no.
Where you going?
That was the first time I heard Ohio State. Wait, is there another Cincinnati?
You? Nah,
Where you going?
Cincinnati. The only Cincinnati said.
Where you going? Where you from? Senegal. Where you going? New York. Thank you. You? Where you? ¿De dónde vienes? Ecuador. ¿A dónde vas?
That's tough.
Gracias.
Yeah,
¿Usted?
Ecuador.
¿A dónde vas? Gracias.
Yeah, somebody need to go ahead and stop these people in Cincy.
¿Usted? Gracias.
Damn.
That's tough.
Wow.
Yeah, so Cincy? But why? Like, but why? Like, it just don't make sense. It wouldn't really make but you know what? I'm damn near looking it up.
Wow.
Cincinnati Democrats say they will sue Ohio security over what? No, I guess it is. Yeah, it's Democrat city. But it's one of our cities with high crimes like Cleveland.
Hey, did you want us to pull up that video on stream, Vlad?
Which one? The
profound meaning of Plato's Allegory.
Yeah.
Did you want us to pull up that on stream, or were you just suggesting that?
Yeah, that's more of a philosophical.
Let us know, Vlad, because that's kind of like some deeper shit.
Now, 1984 one though, that'd be a good one.
No surveillance evidence or witnesses have ever been found or come forward confirming any aspect of E. Jean Carroll's story. In light of that, in light of the utter implausibility of the story that E. Jean Carroll was attempting to sell to the jury in this case, her attorneys introduced evidence that should have never seen the inside of a courtroom.
Ah, man.
Utterly insane efforts to introduce propensity witnesses, Jessica Leeds and Natasha Stoynoff, most notably, in an unfair and improper effort to buttress E. Jean Carroll's failed attempt to assault President Trump. Jessica Leeds' story is
that's the funny part, trust me. I'll be running into them. I know they out here. That's how I'm looking speaking on this shit with a little bit of experience and like my own personal anecdotal evidence. Like I'm telling y'all, like, yeah, they out here. They didn't spread out throughout all of our major cities. Like if you living in a major city, a mid to major size city, they probably in your city. And I ain't even saying like they some type of threat or predator or true issue, because we all the human race. But I'm just talking about on a pragmatic standpoint about who's supposed to be here and who came here legally. Yeah, they in your city.
Instructive here. This is a woman who claims that in the middle of a crowded airliner in 1979, President Trump assaulted her. Leeds has never been able to identify where this plane departed from, where it went to, the date of the flight in question, making our efforts to disprove her testimony extremely difficult. Under the federal rules of evidence, This story should have never been allowed to be presented to the jury in this case. The same is true of Natasha Stoynov's story, which again lacks any indicia of reliability, any sort of credibility, any sort of confirmatory testimony from other witnesses, or anything else that would make you believe that this actually happened. So on the one hand, you have a judge who allowed in this improper propensity evidence that should not have been allowed in. In our view, that polluted the jury's deliberations in this case. That presented a story to the jury of a series of a pattern of conduct that the jury should not have been considering. And we think that absent that propensity evidence, no fair jury could have reached the verdict that was reached in this case.
Video, Linda?
And as a result, we believe that this verdict needs to be overturned. But there's more than that. In addition to this improper propensity evidence, President Trump and his trial team were prevented from cross-examining E. Jean Carroll and other witnesses on crucial issues in particular relating to political coordination and the political motivation behind this entire lawsuit. This is a lawsuit that was instigated in large part by George Conway, a longtime political foe and adversary of President Trump. This is a lawsuit that was funded by Reid Hoffman, a key political ally of the Biden-Harris administration and a major Democrat donor. We were limited in the evidence we were allowed to present at trial about these crucial facts. We were prevented from cross-examining E. Jean Carroll on aspects of that dynamic that underlies this entire lawsuit. And that, too, unfairly corrupted the jury's deliberations in this case and requires reversal of the jury verdict. I think this political coordination point is particularly important, though. It's important to emphasize, because what we have seen in the last few years is a weaponization by the Biden administration and by their political allies of our legal system and of our courts to unlawfully, unconstitutionally interfere with President Trump's core First Amendment right to run for president. That is a right guaranteed to him by the Constitution. That is the right that his political opponents are attempting to strip away from him. We have seen this in case after case after case where unfair political motives have underlay what should be serious legal proceedings. And I think when you look at this situation in toto, when you look at what the left, when you look at what the Biden-Harris administration is attempting to do to President Trump, this is insane. This is an absolute abuse of our legal system. It's an absolute abuse of the rule of law. It should be deeply offensive, not just to political supporters of President Trump, but to each and every American. With respect to
sir. Shout out Jake Peters, another $2 super chat, man. We appreciate the support, my boy. Yes, sir. He said felons for president. Man. Like I said, man, Trump, bro, he done had quite the year. He got two of the hardest photos. He got the mug shot. He got the photo of him getting shot, standing up, yelling fight with his fist in the air. He done got 34 felonies, got shot, and he got $1 billion, man. Like I said, he harder than all of these rappers, man. Shout out Trump. I ain't gonna lie. Big T in the chat.
Today's appeal, we are hopeful that the Second Circuit understands what's at stake here. We are hopeful that the Second Circuit understands what occurred during this trial, which was an improper use of evidence to buttress E. Jean Carroll's entirely meritless claims on the one hand, and an improper exclusion of evidence that would have informed the jury about the true motivation behind this lawsuit and that we believe would have resulted in a very different verdict. Thank you.
Lawyer? He's like, man, my lawyer
Good afternoon. I've done this too many times. Actually, too many times for the last 3.5 years while President Trump has been trying to fight to get this country back. And I want to speak to the American women. And I want to speak to the people that need to get out and vote on November 5th. I have sat with President Trump for years now. Well, he has been targeted with lies.
Everybody was saying that in the media, though. Everybody was like, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, damn.
Who have specifically run in this city and others.
Like, is this a safe space? Like, I got a confession to make.
Administration
and it's not the wine talking.
Look, let's keep it real. Now, as obviously we're black men, we kind of find our women like overly attractive. So when it comes to white women, we don't really know a height. Like, we only know what's a high tier white woman. We don't really know the in between, to be honest with you. Like, we know an overly attractive white woman, but we really don't know what y'all consider.
Right. Mid to regular to, you know.
Yeah. So what would you could, like, you know, for my white boys in the chat, my white men, shout out to y'all. What would y'all rate this? You know, the white guys, what would y'all rate this?
Nah, facts.
Because I can't personally, you feel me? Now, if it was a black woman, I'll tell you right off the bat, like, hey, nah, I ain't gonna lie, sis got it about a nice little 7, 8, you know. But
nah, Linda, you not lying. You not lying. It ain't. It is something an extra bit attractive about a female who actually does know something. Not one that's pretending, but actually does know a little bit of something. I do like that for sure, Linda. For sure. I know as misogynistic as we may seem. we may seem like pure misogynists, but trust me, we love our women and we take care of our women.
Man, we do love
this problem.
How
We
can
will
you hate 'em? How
stop
can you
Kamala
hate 'em?
Harris's regime, because she was there,
need
let's
y'all,
not
man.
forget that, and she still is, of using officials from the White House, putting them in DA's offices, in AG's offices,
All right,
and
Vlad.
attacking your
Beautiful.
political opponent. And this country deserves better than this. We do. We should not be sitting here at a press conference talking about this. We did this in 2016, and every woman had no reports. They come out when it's election time. And as a woman who has stood with President Trump, who has spent extensive time with President Trump and with his beautiful family, I will tell you,
6.9.
that is not President Trump, and I
Adjustable
completely am
6.
disgusted by what I have
A
seen
10?
happen to this person,
A 10?
his
All right,
family,
hold
and
on.
the Trump organization that we stand in right now.
Like I said, we gotta leave it
You
to
must
them, man.
vote
We gotta
Donald
leave it
Trump
to them.
back in,
All right.
because as an attorney, as a woman, as a mother, our
Just
future of
for the
this
poll.
country depends on it, and we need to stop this from happening. The DOJ is supposed to help our country
7 or 8
and
or
protect
9 or
us,
10?
not attack us, because you cannot win in the polls. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Thank you very much, both. And just in finishing this, we have
it is a bit
numerous other
disrespectful.
trials that are also very much in coordination with the DOJ. They actually took just about their top person and they put him into the offices of the Attorney General of New York, and then also the office of the DA Bragg's
Nah,
office.
you know how it is. When you comment on a woman's beauty, they inherently say you're objectifying them for whatever reason.
It's
but-
like, oh, you don't respect her mind or any of her talents? I'm like, well, let's be real. As a man, we kind of see beauty first, then we care about the rest later.
Oh God, and let's just be honest. Anybody can appreciate female beauty. Like even a good-looking female can comment on another good-looking female.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. The female silhouette is attractive to
and if
anybody.
you're thinking that, bro, yes, I would take a smart girl who's like a 7 over a dumb girl who's a 10. Yes,
yeah, low key.
But it's at the end of the day, I'm going for a 7, and a 7 is going to be cute. So what am I losing here?
Nah, facts.
To make sure the case is brought viciously against their political
Instagram,
opponent.
OnlyFans model shit that y'all niggas like. I'm cool.
It's a shame.
Keep that.
It's a shame.
Keep that shit.
Businesses
Y'all
will
young
not come
niggas
to New
can have
York
that
because of it. They actually, in the case of Engoron, they used a consumer frauds case never used before for a thing like this. And not only were my numbers correct, and again, this was a generality. All you need is a general, but I had really good numbers, but they were very conservative, very much on the low
That's where I was
side.
gonna put it, like 7,
And the judge
8-ish.
knew that.
That's a good one.
And the judge ruled a fine against me, the likes of which has never even been heard of. The businesses will never come to this state as long as that is able to be held up, because we won that trial so conclusively. We had an expert witness said that President Trump's financial, this was an expert witness from the Stern School of Business, one of the most highly respected people in the country, as an expert witness. He said, to the best of my remembering, it's a big
Interesting
statement,
take.
but he said, this is perhaps the best financial statement I've ever seen.
Oh, dang.
But the judge made me pay like a $400 million fine. This is a consumer fraud statement. Think of it. Consumer frauds case that they
Appreciate
made it
that,
in.
Linda.
The judge refused to give it over to the
Took a little weight
commercial
off my
division
back
where
there.
they could understand
I was
things.
sweating.
And they would have dismissed it immediately.
It's like, no, I'm just playing.
Because this case had no merit whatsoever. The judge wanted to settle the case for a very much smaller amount. And I said, I'm not going to settle. I didn't do anything wrong. But he would have settled the case for a much smaller amount. He wanted to settle it for a much more. We had numerous meetings in his office for a fraction of the number that he gave. That was one of the interesting things. I figured that the worst that you could do is what he wanted to settle for.
Hold on. We got almost 900 of y'all in here, man. Over 100,000 views. Can we please get the likes up, man? It's been a fire stream. Me and Seth been having enough time in this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hopefully y'all been having a good time as well. But let's get the likes up, man. Let's try and get to 300, man. 300 likes. Do us a favor, man. It's free. Double tap the screen. 3 buttons in the upper right-hand corner as well.
Yep, and Plato's Allegory of the Cave is coming up next.
Yes, sir.
Which was a very small number by comparison. And then he just came out with this number. This was a coordination with the DOJ. And the other case that you know about and you've been hearing about, which is same kind of a thing, also in coordination, is the Bragg case. And they actually wanted to put them together in New York. They wanted to put the DA case together with the Attorney General case, but they both wanted credit. They couldn't understand,
Hey, shout out Jake Peters chiming in again.
Man, appreciate it.
He said free slap, free YSL, free
Young Thug,
man, free the GOAT.
Hey,
free
shout
the
out
GOAT.
Jake.
That's my best friend. It's like, nah.
I ain't gonna lie, they effed up that case. I feel like they really effed up that case.
You think he getting out?
Nah, I really think they're trying to get him, though. I think they're really trying.
They're trying to get him, but just this shit is slimy. Like the weird ass witnesses they got coming up.
And the theatrics that's going on within the case.
It's like so weird, bro. Like, damn, y'all should just let this man out. Just like
try again. Like try again next year.
What the hell y'all got going on?
But then again, you can't try, man.
Retry, man.
Yeah.
Was that double jeopardy?
Yep.
They both wanted credit, so they had
this is the
their
one and
own
only.
cases.
But I think they would. How they get around that is
find a different charge.
Different charge, or if it's a state, they'll charge them federally, or if it's a federal, they'll charge them state.
But when you hit a nigga with a RICO and you lose a RICO, that's damn near like you losing every charge. Like you could damn near. It's almost impossible to charge this nigga again.
Nah, facts. Like how did he beat that?
Oh, bro.
I'll tell you this: he got a better chance of getting out than what's the nigga that killed his friends?
Killed his friends. Oh, why?
Melly. Yeah. That nigga guilty.
Yeah, he done.
And it's very corrupt in New York.
And I like his music. I really did.
It's a very corrupt place.
Oh, he gets off, bro.
And doing very badly. But when people see what happened, and when they see, I've had so many calls from business people saying, this is just terrible. Today there was a story about somebody in Southern District who's highly respected, knocking the hell out of both of those cases, say it's an embarrassment they were allowed to be brought. And I'm going to write out a list of things from Alan Dershowitz,
is he talking
Andrew
about
McCarthy,
whatchamacallit?
Greg Jarrett.
Some of the unclassified documents.
JFK?
Nah, he's talking about the unclassified documents that he had.
And
you know what's so
when they
crazy?
raided his home at Mar-a-Lago for
Yeah, but you can name hell of examples of Democrats doing the same thing. Like all presidents have had unclassified documents, at the crib, just chilling around, sadly.
You know,
Bill Clinton had a secret conversation with a world leader in his house. And bro, he had a conversation at his crib with a world leader, like talking about secret government topics or things going on.
Unclassified information.
Bro, see, and he got away with that. Well, he got away with a lot of other things too, but
hey.
They
ain't say he was the first black president for no reason. That boy was doing whatever. Man. But it is funny though. Throw in your conspiracy theorist tinfoil hat with me for a second.
All right.
I truly think that the reason why they raided his home at Mar-a-Lago, why they continue to come for him this hard with the criminal and the civil court cases is because stems from the information he had. I feel like it was sensitive information. He had access to it as a former president. It was declassified to him, but they felt like he was a threat with it, and they weaponized the court system against him.
So the real question is, what were those declassified documents? What did they say?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm weak as hell because that's an excellent question. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, yeah, well, I think I kind of want to know what them documents say to where y'all on their ass and y'all had to kick down doors to get it.
Not facts, though.
But you never did that to no other president.
Y'all need to know.
Well, it is what it is.
Inquiring minds need to know.
The greatest people, all legal scholars, great people. Jonathan Turley, like 10 highly respected, the most highly respected people, that quote Calabrese, Judge Calabrese, that quote on cases. And they, I mean, shockingly, they can't even believe it. They said this case should not have been allowed to be brought. And that's about pretty much both cases, but it's about the case that we have in front of Judge Merchan. That case is a disgrace. Should have never been allowed. I did nothing wrong. And he took a non-existent, expired, long expired by the statute of limitations, misdemeanor. He made it into 34 or something more than that counts of felony. Nobody can even believe it. Over
why they trying to
nothing.
do that to Jake? Man, y'all tripping.
And if you look at that case, he wouldn't allow it.
Did we
That
miss
whole
that
thing
last
was done
one?
by
Felonies for president?
We know.
an attorney.
No, I got him.
All right, cool.
I had nothing to do with it.
Appreciate everybody
That was
super
done
chatting
by
in.
an attorney, a sleazebag named Michael Cohen. And he did the whole thing. And you're allowed to have reliance on attorney. It's called reliance on attorney. You have a reliance on attorney. Attorney's allowed to do things. And all it was is a non-disclosure agreement with somebody that said nothing happened, by the way. I might add that. If you don't mind, I'll add that. We have a statement,
real.
nothing happened.
Go ahead. Talk that shit,
And
Trump.
he got a non-disclosure agreement. He did it on his own, and this judge refused to allow us to use that as a defense, the attorney-client defense, which is very standard. Other people have never heard that you're not allowed to use it, but he's the one that did it because I was running for president and running the country. He's the one that did it. So all of these cases are a disgrace, but the case that we had today downtown, I wish we could have mentioned the dress. Again, got the idea from Monica Lewinsky, but it was
shout
negative, wasn't allowed to be used. I wish we could have mentioned many of the other things, and I certainly wish we could have gone to CNN and got the outtakes, what's called the outtakes. What did Anderson Cooper tell her during the commercial? I'd love to find that out.
Whenever you get some neck at work, say you was getting that Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah. Hey, that's
So
what they were saying.
that's where we are. We have a very corrupt system of laws.
Hey, man,
But
shout
in
out
that
again
system,
to Jake
we have
Peters,
some
man.
very good judges
He's
also.
like, he's like, I don't think the public is ready to hear the truth. In the president's document, spoon-fed feeding first Americans. Well, yeah, a lot of people is not ready for the truth. And yeah, I think we are kind of being spoon-fed, like with the whole aliens thing. Like, okay, here, we're going to give you this hearing. All right, here, we're going to let you go see the videos of these sightings. We're not just going to dump the whole thing about like, and here's the whole police, here's the whole alien race, this is where they come from. They're from this galaxy, and this is why they're here. They're not going to hit us with that.
Oh, it caused mass hysteria. I see why they don't do it. It's just the blatant lies. Yeah, aliens is one, but like the RFK files, like, come on.
Yeah, they're kind of spoon-feeding us that too, though, because like, well, I would say this: leaked documents or people doing their research kind of was spoon-feeding that to us.
Right.
So independent media was kind of being like, Mossad?
Right. Allegedly, purportedly, supposedly.
Second shooter? Like,
allegedly, supposedly.
Shoot.
Purportedly.
It's like there was a lot of things going on. Oh, well, RFK kind of not liking Israel? You know, that could also
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You feel me? There's a lot of things that my man, there's a lot of things about that whole situation that was a bit iffy. That was kind of weird. That kind of made assassination seem a little too convenient.
Allegedly.
We're going to call it convenient.
I think in the end, the good judges
For certain
will
people.
prevail.
Purportedly.
And I hope Democrat-appointed judges can see a
Appreciate
scam
you,
like
brother.
this, where somebody just makes up a story, probably out of Law and Order. I don't know. She made it up out of somewhere, but check out the Law and
If
Order
she don't hop
episode
to,
that
I
we're
don't want
talking
to talk
about.
to her.
Make up a story, and I end up getting sued. And by the way, the punishment is like $89 million and wouldn't have two cases. It should have been one case. But two cases is better because you get double bad publicity. We asked the judge, could you consolidate the cases, same case? And he refused to do so. He wanted two cases. So 2 cases, 2 sets of lawyers, 2 everything. It's really, really very disgraceful. Let me talk about job numbers because, as you know, they just came out, and they're a basic disaster. They are really bad. You had numbers that are shocking. Native-born Americans, we lost 1.3 million jobs, while foreign-born Americans were able to take all of those jobs. So foreigners coming in illegally, largely illegally, into our country, took the jobs of native-born Americans. And I've been telling you that's what's going to happen. Because we have millions and millions of people pouring into our country, many from prisons and jails and mental institutions and insane asylums. Traffickers, human traffickers, women traffickers, sex traffickers, which, by the way, that's the kind of thing that people should be looking at because it's horrible. And it's turning out that migrant crime is far worse than any crime that we've ever experienced. If you look at Aurora, Colorado, they're taking over the place. They took over buildings, and this is just the beginning. You haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen any. They've allowed.
You know what? I think they.
What's up? What'd you think? Oh man, shout out Green Bean, man. The simplest answer: the world was a better place 4 years ago. God damn it, that's a pretty simple answer. It's kind of crazy how nobody want to come to that. Like, bro, I remember the wordplay they try to use with inflation. Like, yeah, we're trying to get inflation to back to that 4-year record low. I'm like, hold on, wait. Who's president 4 years ago? Oh, Donald Trump. So y'all admit that y'all effed up inflation, and now y'all trying to get it back to where Trump had it. Oh, thank you for admitting that. Thank you. Like, it's crazy how they try to play the word salad with that one, but they have slipped up and said that.
20 million people, in my opinion. The other people say, well, it's only 13. No. It's much more than 20. I think it's much more than 20. Our country is being invaded because of incompetent people like Kamala that doesn't want to do one interview. She does one softball interview with CNN. Couldn't have been nicer. Dana Bash, you know what? I gained respect for Dana Bash and for Jake Tapper because in my interview with Sleepy Joe, I thought they were very fair, actually. I was surprised. They were very fair. I'm going into very hostile territory shortly on a debate with ABC, George Slopadopoulos and that group. And ABC, I think, is the worst of everybody. I think they're the worst. They're the nastiest. They're as bad as you can be. They're worse than NBC, which is saying a lot.
Damn.
Appreciate that super chat, Green Bean.
We have something coming.
Yeah,
and the reason I'm doing it is
first time
because
supporter Green Bean. We appreciate
that's the only
your support.
one that she would do it with, because her best friend is the head of ABC or ABC News, and her husband's best friend is married to that one. So, and Donna Brazile is there. You remember the famous Donna Brazile? She gave Hillary Clinton the questions. You remember that? That was a little embarrassing. She got fired, I assume, for that. But now she's working at ABC. So I said, I'll do it anyway, because even if she knows the answers and knows the questions, I don't think she'll be very good. And this is not what our country wants. And I feel I have an obligation to do it. And she'd never stand up here like this and give a news conference and speak about what's happening with the weaponization of our justice system. This is the weaponization of justice at a level that nobody's ever seen in this country before. We've never seen it. You see it in third world countries, you see it in banana republics, but you don't see it in the United States of America, and it's a very sad thing. And I think I'm doing a great service by having gone through it and revealing it, because, you know, it came out with a indictment from the district attorney, which, again, just revealed today, and I hope you're going to do a story because it's a big story. The Southern District of New York was, and this is a very highly respected group of people. He said it was a disgrace that case was brought. It was a disgrace that the case was brought in front of Mershon. The case is a disgrace. Should have never been brought. Should have never been brought. And the case in front of Judge Engoron, just in terms of the case itself, we had 4 or 5 overturns. in the appellate division. I only hope the appellate division, for the good of New York, other words, you just say, God save the state. For the good of New York, I hope that the appellate division will do what's right on that case, because that case was a scam. But every single one of these cases that I'm mentioning, they're all hoaxes and scams. No different than Russia, 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 Ukraine, 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 the impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2, all these things that we won.
Yeah, they did try to get my man up out of there so many times.
But it takes
and
time,
failed
it
each
takes
one.
effort. And they're at it again. But this time,
Really
what they're doing is they're hitting us as hard as possible. You know, it's very interesting. It just brings to light the lawyer on the hoax that we're talking about now, having to do with E. Jean Carroll. She said, the way to defeat Trump is go after him civilly as often as possible. Make his life miserable. Sue him all the time. Keep him in court and let him spend a fortune. That's the lawyer I have in the E. Jean Carroll case. And that's exactly what they've done.
Y'all just seen what that woman looks like. We just covered that video of her and Anderson Cooper.
Yeah,
nasty. As Trump would say, nasty woman.
No,
nasty.
Not my type. No, it was not my type.
Like, bro,
I felt that. I was like, yeah.
And if y'all seen like how she was telling a story, it was rehearsed. Like, I can't remember. You're not gonna be able to remember detail by details an interaction 20 years ago unless you rehearsed it, unless you literally planned to come out and say it bar for bar. Let me remember this. Let me not fumble over this part.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it reeked of. Like, she's a skit writer, former SNL skit writer, current author,
and it seemed like Anderson Cooper just trying to keep her on the skit, keep her on like.
Oh yeah, he was holding her hand through it.
Yeah, like, look, man, we're gonna lead you here. We know you a bit crazy, so let's just make sure we lead you to the right questions.
Like,
here.
He raped you, right?
Right. Hey, here's a great idea. Let's vote for Meg, the rump shaker. Oh, I'm done. Not Meg, the rump shaker. Well, as much as I hate to admit it, yes, Meg Stein does have quite the body, but the intelligence is what you would call low quality.
Crazy body.
Or the way she's willing to degrade herself, low quality.
Crazy body.
Yeah, Key, come on now. But yes. Shout out to Meg the Stallion. Not for her mind, but I guess for the body. Oh Lord. Okay.
As the kids on Twitter would say, 09 championship Kobe.
The public understands, and my poll numbers, I believe, are higher now than they would have been without it, because the public understands it's a hoax, it's a scam, it's a political witch hunt, and some of you should be ashamed of yourselves. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hey, I felt that. Like, some of y'all should be ashamed of yourself for even reporting with the like.
Yo, that's racist.
Cold.
That's racist.
What?
That's racist. That's literally racist. That comment reeks of racism, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't even use that term. But that's hilarious because you clearly don't know the channel, my friend. Because we don't even cover no fucking... wow.
Well, hold on. We kind of do, but...
Bro, that is not the basis of our channel. That's probably like 5 to 10% of what we cover.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
Like, we definitely graze over it. We definitely make it an aspect. But come on, y'all know we mainly on the dating. We mainly on the politics.
Yep.
We've been honing in on the politics. And, you know, we got the podcast where we just sit here and talk candidly with y'all.
Yeah, every trip.
That's funny. It's not even like I'm truly offended. It's just funny because I be understanding the true racist. You ain't got to say the N-word for me. From me, you don't got to say the N-word for you to be racist.
You know what I used to like to say? I'm like, what you mean it's y'all fault? Y'all giving numbers. Like, it's y'all fault. Like, what you mean? But not to be rude, y'all have still been talking politics regardless. You know, it's funny, even when I do celebrity content, I still talk about politics. I still kind of slip political ideology in there.
And it's like, fuck it. I just said it like with the mic muted, and I don't even know why, but it's like, bro, y'all come here for a reason. And I'm not trying to say this to sound cocky or arrogant, but it's the truth of the matter. Like, there's a particular perspective that me and S.E.T offer when it comes to this reactionary content. Like, there's reactionary YouTube and content creators all over the internet, right? And I'm not saying we just the biggest or we just the best, but we headed somewhere with this shit, clearly. Like, we clearly got something going with this shit. We come with a perspective, a base one. We don't claim to know it all. We don't claim to be political pundits. We figuring shit out just like y'all. But we offer a based-ass perspective. We two enlightened-ass dudes, intelligent. Like, we give y'all what we got. Authentic. and we come like on some real nigga shit with it, like not even trying to be funny. And that's what y'all gravitate towards. That's what y'all fuck with. So to say that, oh, y'all niggas ain't got no talent, y'all, oh, don't talk politics, like, bro, we gonna talk whatever the fuck we feel like getting on here and talking. To be honest.
Oh, and that's on God. And what you gonna do about it? Columbus, Ohio.
Bro.
What you gonna do about it?
Bro.
All right, man.
God damn.
But we appreciate y'all watching.
That's for the haters, man. Y'all know the supporters, y'all got our heart, bro.
Yeah. The haters, what you gonna do about it?
Bro.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Bro said enlightened. No, nigga, anointed at this point for knowing that she lying about the grape. Yes, anointed. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, damn, bro. Man, where my goddamn sainthood at this point? That is how far I could take a joke. But all right, let's get to the fan requested one, man. I appreciate that. Like, man.
I mean, yeah, if y'all want to talk any topic, if y'all got a poll y'all want to start, if y'all want to have a debate within the chat and we chime in, super chat in $1 or more, man, we can get something popping. Like, y'all know we like to engage with y'all. It's only fun when we're doing that. So if y'all want to get something going, y'all want to get something popping, $1 or more, we got y'all.
Hey, man, shout out Jake Peters, man.
That part.
Man.
That part. Man, sorry, you know how to get real on him. Like, bro, I don't be trying to engage with some of these MFers, but, bro, it just be...
I get it.
It's be goofy.
I just let him... I don't know. I'm a pretty loving guy, so there ain't really too much hate in my heart for me to... I don't know, just take it in. But when I see it, I'm like, it just be so funny.
Because like, some of it is just like, y'all don't even know. Y'all just talking, like, literally.
Like, damn, it's like, is that how you live your life? Just negative, through negativity? Hey, you know all that negativity you type in is going to manifest itself in your life, right? You might want to learn about that. That's why you don't ever see me typing negative comments. I'll just keep it professional with you.
Shout out Blasting.
Reality, knowledge.
We gonna do our off camera, internet research, Vlad, but this is just for the stream real quick.
Okay.
Explaining existence as a journey down a road or across an ocean, a climb, a war, a book, a
got
thread,
you.
A game.
All right.
A window
oh,
of
you want
opportunity,
the better
or
one.
an
Okay. I put it in there. Wait, right there.
This one?
Yep, right there by After School. I know exactly.
The shadows he was familiar with appeared much more vivid to him. However, as time progresses, his eyes slowly adapt to the over. Soren Kierkegaard was right.
Just fuck it.
There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. It's a fact that for most of our lives, we humans unconsciously bask in ignorance. But sometimes, special people come along to wake us from this state that some would call bliss. In fact, the myth of the hero who brings wisdom, symbolized by light or fire, in a world of ignorance symbolized by darkness, is as old as humanity itself, and can be found in all cultures across works of literature and art. Take, for example, Plato's Allegory of the Cave. People usually learn about it in school when they make their first contact with the philosophers of old. But most of us are too young and inexperienced to fully understand its profound meaning and teachings until way later in life, when we start to question the reality that has been programmed into us and to form our own beliefs and value. When this moment comes, having a roadmap for the journey that one has to undertake and becoming aware of the obstacles that may emerge is a thing of utmost importance. And in today's episode, in collaboration with After School, we are going to explore this journey by dissecting Plato's Allegory of the Cave, its connection to ancient myths, and the ultimate narrative archetype we know as the hero's
we're gonna get
journey.
on the philosophical side. I love it.
Plato's Allegory of the Cave is one of the most influential philosophical concepts ever introduced, encapsulating timeless questions about reality, knowledge, perception, and enlightenment. Located in Plato's seminal work, The Republic, the Allegory of the Cave serves as a metaphorical narrative depicting the human condition's journey from ignorance to enlightenment. Embedded within this allegory are profound implications about the nature of knowledge and the transformative journey of gaining wisdom. The narrative echoes through numerous myths and philosophical discourses. bearing a particularly striking resemblance to the Greek myth of Prometheus and the archetypal hero's journey. In Plato's profound Allegory, he uses the metaphor of a subterranean cave to illustrate a group of prisoners sequestered from birth. Their world is one of complete isolation, devoid of any contact with the external universe. Bound by chains and restricted in their movements, they are compelled to face the barren cave wall, deprived of the ability to swivel their heads or see beyond their immediate environment.
Damn, that sounds like a lot of people I know. Yeah. Y'all looking media through the cave, and y'all kind of look, here's legacy media right here, just holding up this stuff for y'all just to look at. You feel me? Y'all just stay in this cave for the rest of y'all life.
An enigmatic fire positioned behind them flickers dimly, barely illuminating their dreary surroundings. Periodically, individuals walk behind the prisoners, parading various figures. These are representations of animals, plants, and an array of other artifacts.
Shout out.
These objects, when passing by the fire, cast elongated and distorted shadows on the stone wall before the prisoners. Having no other experiences, the prisoners mistake these dancing illusions for reality, categorizing them and assigning them names, erroneously believing that they are discerning, tangible entities.
Jesus.
You can see where Plato is going with this. Unexpectedly, one prisoner's shackles are removed, and he is thrust into the world beyond the cave for the very first time. The moment is ripe for him to be tested.
Shout out Vlad.
The intense brilliance of the sunlight initially hurts his eyes, and the unfamiliar environment bewilders him.
Nigga was scared.
When confronted with the fact that
He
his
said,
former
the real
perception of
world.
reality was merely a distorted illusion, and that the things he now sees around him are the real objects, he starts to suffer, his previous reality being deconstructed before his very eyes.
Hey,
the mind that opens
that's
to
a
a new
lot
idea.
of y'all exposed to the truth, and it's just like, no,
I can't.
No, it hurts. The
Trump's
truth.
I can't do it.
Bro, that's crazy.
Let me go back to the cave.
That shit wild. It was nice. It was dark and wet, and it was terrible conditions.
Yeah.
But I knew it. It was
Hey,
clear to me.
I know it's gonna happen every day.
Exactly. What are you telling me? Like these birds, this sunlight, this fresh air. It's too fresh. It's too raw. Too authentic.
Man.
Too
Never
real.
returns to its original
So used to
size.
the synthetic, man, they
the
can't
shadows
take
he
the
was
real.
familiar with
Ooh.
appeared much more vivid to him. However,
Bars.
as time progresses, his eyes slowly adapt to the overwhelming brightness, and his suffering slowly passes
happy
as he gets
tree.
accustomed to his new perspective. Gradually, he starts perceiving reflections in shimmering water bodies, progresses to observing objects directly, and finally, he dares to gaze at the radiant sun, the ultimate source of light that illuminates everything he has been observing.
Hey, I ain't
So it's
gonna lie.
kind of like that neurogenesis, that neuroplasticity. Like once you expand your mind, like it's not gonna shrink. It essentially is that concept, right?
Yeah, and it also does speak to the power of nature as well in a way. It's like, bro, there really is like a spiritual connection when you do go out there in nature. As I think RFK said it the best though, like you really can feel God when you're out there walking among nature. Now a lot of people may not, be religious, but there's a if you're not religious, then at least follow me in this spiritualistic type of thing. He was in a negative environment, but now the guy's in a positive environment amongst the sun and all, and that is where you get that enlightenment. So low-key, your environment can make it or break you, because if you're in a positive environment, you can grow. If you're in a negative environment, well, you'll remain stagnant, or you'll just wilt away.
And to that point, I think anybody from the most religious to someone who's probably completely agnostic can probably appreciate and resonate with that to a degree. Like you kind of feel like feel like a sense of oneness when you're outside in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Emboldened by his newfound understanding, the prisoner makes his way back to the cave, intending to share his revelations with the others.
Trust me, it's like me and Seth, avid trail goers, avid hikers. Like we'll be out there 11 miles. Like what's next? Like
man, we love it.
Foraging, all type of shit. So yeah, we can relate.
Prisoners. However, having grown accustomed to the light, he now finds the cave's darkness disorienting and struggles to discern the once familiar shadows on the wall.
The other can't go back, bro. You can't go back.
Like I was really falling for this.
Like you can't go back, and it's like, bro, kind of look at how they're looking at him and how he's looking at them. Like, damn, y'all still stuck out here,
bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's how I felt about like people who like race bait black people. It's like when I got out here and I just went, oh, there's a whole lot more to this than just race. Oh shit. And then when I go back, I'm like, hey, bro, like, y'all know y'all falling for like, this ain't it, bro. Like, y'all still falling for this?
I'm kind of taking it as like people I kind of grew up with or circles I used to run within, and I kind of advanced, progressed, expanded my mind, and I came back around these circles because, you know, these my homies, my day ones, and I seen these niggas ain't progressed. I seen these niggas still stuck in the same spot mentally.
Oh, yeah, they still doing the same shit.
Bro, like, what the hell? What you mean? I low-key done been to the ends of my shit. Like, y'all telling me you right here still? Bruh, come on. Get up, my nigga.
Construing his disorientation.
Square one, bro.
I done made the 1 through 10 and came back to 1 and checked on y'all.
Thereby rebuffing his attempts to liberate them vehemently. Plato presents this passage as an intricate metaphor, symbolizing the predicament of a philosopher tasked with enlightening the masses. He asserts that most people not only find solace in their ignorance, but also exhibit hostility towards those who challenge their preconceived...
Shut up! You're wrong! No! No! Ugh, niggas be ready to fight you.
I ain't gonna lie. This, I think, what Vlad was really going off on, though.
Bro.
Like, this, hey, chat, and the haters in the chat.
Y'all be mad when somebody trying to expose you to a different way of thinking.
Hostility towards those who challenge their
preconceived notions. Y'all literally be mad when people challenge you to a different way of thinking. When people provide you maybe like an alternate.
So, secret joke for the chat. That's just a cave dweller.
Oh, man.
Cave dweller.
And if you ain't here right now when we say that, y'all gonna know what we talk about.
Oh, yeah, that's just a cave dweller.
Cave dwellers. God damn it.
They'll be all right.
Notions. There are many ways in which one can interpret Plato's allegory of the cave, each perspective having its own profound teachings. After all, this is what an allegory is all about. Reflecting on real-world events, Socrates, Plato's mentor, was condemned to death by the Athenian government in the same way that the freed prisoner was attacked by the cave dwellers. His crime was the disruption of societal order by questioning prevailing norms. So, to fully comprehend the allegory of the cave...
So, hold on, at the end of the story, they killed the nigga?
They charged him with the crime for questioning societal norms?
Yeah, that's how bro died. Bro, that's one of the best stories about Socrates, the way he died. It's like, yeah, they was going to sentence him to death over what he was saying and what he was like, and how he thought to live life. You feel me? He was just a philosopher. He believed in stoicism and all that good stuff. And then, you know.
Wow.
Bro, think about that. Bro, at the end of the cave dweller story, they attacked him, bro. They attacked him and took him out at the end of the story. He tried to spit them some knowledge like, oh, bro, let's get out the cave. They killed him. Just for wanting to leave the damn cave. Or I believe they attacked him.
It's vital to situate it within its historical context and connect it to the broader philosophical tenets espoused by Plato. Emerging from a period marked by vibrant intellectual inquiry and cultural development in Athens, Plato's allegory encapsulates his metaphysical and epistemological viewpoints, deeply influenced by his mentor Socrates. Around the 5th century BCE, ancient Greece, and particularly Athens, was seen as a hub of intellectual innovation and discourse. This era, often called the Golden Age of Athens, saw a proliferation of philosophical inquiry into areas such as ethics, metaphysics, and epistemology. In the midst of this intellectual climate, Socrates propounded philosophical methods emphasizing critical thinking and logical argumentation, upsetting the powers in charge. While Socrates never recorded his thoughts, his philosophy and
I swear to God, critical thinking, bro. Bro, we did a whole episode on critical thinking. That's so crazy. Bro, it's on our main page. Oh, yeah.
Quick shout out to Jake Peters real quick, man. We appreciate you, my bro. My man said, what would you do if someone told you that everything you would have been told is a lie? What would you do?
Man,
I think,
I would ask them to explain themselves. I wouldn't sit there and be like, no. I'm like, oh, for real? Oh, shit. I'd kind of get excited. I'm be real with you. I'd be like, oh, shoot, tell me the truth then. Let me know. Let me in on it. I wouldn't sit there and just be like, oh, you're wrong. And what you mean? I'm just so intelligent and all that. I'd be like, I could see that. I could, man. It could be possible.
I think the natural human emotion is knee-jerk. It's like, what? No, like, what do you mean? Everything that I've built my life on, everything that I believe, all my ideas, the way I think, you're telling me is a lie? It's all been formed. It's all been programmed into my mind?
Yeah, low-key. It's just at a certain point, there is some people that, well, you can't jerk away from. some beliefs that people can't just jerk away from. That if you try to expound it as a lie or pretty much show them the light, it's just they can't move from it. They done built their whole career, their whole life off this. They're not like being a Zionist or something.
He took it there.
Are reflected in the works of his student, Plato. Plato's philosophical worldview is primarily documented in his dialogues, where he explores various philosophical questions through the voice of Socrates and other characters. The Republic, which contains the Allegory of the Cave, is one of his most significant works, focusing on justice and the ideal society. The Allegory of the Cave is nestled in the middle of the Republic, presented by Socrates as a metaphor illustrating his theory of forms. According to Plato, the empirical world we perceive with our senses is merely a world of appearances, a poor copy of the real world of forms or ideas. These forms are the eternal, unchangeable, perfect archetypes of the imperfect, transitory things we perceive in the world. The cave prisoners, chained and observing the shadows on the wall, symbolize humanity's predicament in the empirical world, misled by illusions and false appearances. The freed prisoner represents the philosopher or the enlightened individual who perceives the world of forms, gaining true knowledge. When he returns to the cave to enlighten others, he embodies the philosopher's responsibility to educate society, even in the face of resistance or hostility. In this context, the allegory is a vivid encapsulation of Plato's philosophical ideas, a profound meditation on the nature of reality, the pursuit of truth, the philosopher's role, and the transformative power of knowledge. Turning from the philosophical landscape of ancient Greece to its rich mythological tapestry, we encounter a narrative bearing remarkable parallels to Plato's cave allegory, the myth of...
Side note, I just like how all the niggas back then was fit. No homo, but it's just like, we got away from something that was
key.
Bruh.
That was very key for us.
Bro.
Prometheus.
Man.
This tale, steeped in ancient lore, recounts how the Titan Prometheus, whose name means forethought, rebelled against the gods to steal fire, a symbol of knowledge and civilization. Prometheus, an ally of the mortals, recognized their disadvantaged state in a world where the gods withheld vital knowledge. In an act of defiance and compassion, he stole fire from the gods and delivered it to humanity. Fire, in this context, symbolizes knowledge, enlightenment, and the spark of civilization, the critical element that elevated humans from a state of primal vulnerability to becoming creators and innovators in their own right. This act of knowledge transference has clear echoes of the journey undertaken by the freed prisoner in Plato's Allegory of the Cave. The prisoner, upon discovering the world beyond the cave, returns to share this newfound knowledge, akin to Prometheus bringing fire to humans. In both narratives, the central figures undertake a form of hero's journey, venturing into an unknown realm, be it the world of sunlight or the realm of the gods, gaining a transformative tool or insight, and returning to their original realm to share this knowledge. However, the dissemination of knowledge isn't met with gratitude or celebration in either story. Prometheus faces severe divine punishment for his transgression, bound to a rock and subjected to daily torment by an eagle.
To simplify that, nobody likes a smart ass. Nobody likes it when they feel like you didn't win off, learn some shit. Bro, I don't care how humble you come back and try and transfer the knowledge. It kind of does come across as like, this guy thinks he knows it all.
God.
Like, bro.
But then maybe that's why spoon feeding is necessary, or just waiting to the right moment to let them know. When it really F's them over, then you come over and be like, so you want to know why that happens?
Man.
Like, you can't tell them why everything is going well. You gotta kind of tell them when everything is coming into effect, sadly.
Like when they need that shit.
It's like, you want to know how to avoid this again? Like, and they look at you like, bro, you can do it? Yeah, trust me.
I can tell you where you fucked up at.
Yeah. But you had to fuck up first.
Prisoner, upon returning to the cave, is met with disbelief and hostility from those still enchained. These narratives underscore the trials and tribulations often faced by those who challenge established perceptions.
Hey, shout out. We appreciate everybody following us on Rumble, man. We just crossed over to 100 subscribers, man. So appreciate y'all. Give a quick Don DeMarco to everybody in here.
Man, appreciate the support, man. If you ain't follow us on Rumble, make sure to head over on Rumble. If you want to go ahead and watch this in a horizontal format, of course. We release all the horizontal formats on Rumble and all that good stuff. Sometimes they got sound effects.
as well as coverage of a special documentary. Make sure to go search our Rumble channel.
Oh, God. Shout out Rumble.
And strive to illuminate the path to enlightenment. At the same time, the hero or the philosopher must understand that some people are not yet ready to leave the cave, so they must be patient and empathetic. In these parallel journeys of Prometheus and the cave prisoner, we can discern an exploration of the transformative power of knowledge, the courage required to defy established norms, and the resilience needed to withstand the societal resistance often faced by visionaries. Drawing these comparisons allows us to not only understand the shared themes of these ancient narratives, but also recognize the recurring patterns of human experience they represent. These are what we call the universal archetypes. As mentioned earlier, the hero's journey is such an archetype. The hero's journey is a narrative pattern identified by scholar Joseph Campbell in his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces. It outlines a universal motif of adventure and transformation that runs through virtually all of the world's mythic traditions.
That makes sense.
The hero's journey unfolds in three stages: departure or separation, initiation, and return.
Homie Ray told me that. Shout out to
In the
Homie Ray.
departure stage, the hero leaves their familiar world and ventures into the unknown, often following a call to adventure. This stage resonates with the enlightened prisoner's departure from the cave and Prometheus's journey to the realm of the gods. The initiation stage is marked by various trials, confrontations, and revelations, leading to a climactic experience that grants the hero new knowledge or power. In the Allegory of the Cave, this corresponds to the prisoner's exposure to the sunlight and realization of the true world beyond the cave. For Prometheus, it's his acquisition of fire from the gods. The return stage involves the hero's journey back to their familiar world, bearing the wisdom or power they've gained, intending to share it with others. In most stories, the return involves a final trial, which tests the hero's ability to impart that knowledge. This echoes a crucial aspect of the hero's journey. The transformation often incites resistance as it challenges established norms and perceptions. Whether this archetype takes the form of mythological tales, philosophical allegories, religious parables, or contemporary narratives, these themes of enlightenment, struggle, and transformation have universally captivated the human imagination. In Indian culture, the story of Prince Siddhartha Gautama, who became the Buddha, embodies similar themes. Born into...
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to the Buddha. Honestly, like, once you read the teachings of the Buddha, you can understand the trials and tribulations of life. Bro, his whole teachings is that, bro, you must suffer to achieve enlightenment. You must suffer to get to the next level of life, of prosperity. You must suffer. There ain't no way around it. And if you ain't suffering, there's no real progress in your spirituality and your finances and anything you really want to put it towards.
It's the opposite of this hedonistic lifestyle that's promoted in a lot of you guys. And a lot of us, I would say, even myself, has fallen victim to at a certain point in time. You have to understand that nothing comes without sacrifice. And again, to Sean's point and Buddha's point, life is all about
luxury. Siddhartha eventually leaves his sheltered existence to confront the harsh realities of human suffering. This knowledge inspires his journey to enlightenment, after which he returns to share his insights, facing both acceptance and resistance. In Chinese philosophy, the Confucian idea of the superior man who learns, reflects, and acts for the benefit of society echoes the enlightened prisoner's journey in the cave allegory. Similarly, Laozi's Taoist teachings emphasize wisdom acquired through a deep understanding of nature and the self, bearing parallels to the pursuit of truth in Plato's Allegory. In contemporary literature and media, these archetypal themes recur as well. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings series, Friedrich Nietzsche's Zarathustra, and even more recent films like The Matrix showcase protagonists embarking on transformative journeys akin to the hero's journey, involving enlightenment and the subsequent challenge of sharing that knowledge. In fact, The Matrix can be seen as a modern and improved adaptation of Plato's Cave. All of these stories aim to teach us one important lesson: to question our understanding of reality.
It's a whole lot of
Just as the cave dwellers
here.
mistake the shadows for reality, we may base our perceptions on incomplete or distorted information. There is no meaning in living in darkness, and that's precisely why Socrates said that the unexamined life is not worth living.
Damn.
In light of these insights, the Allegory of the Cave is not merely a philosophical thought experiment, but a timeless guide illuminating the path to knowledge, self-transformation, and societal progress.
Yeah.
In Plato's perspective, for most of our lives, we dwell in obscurity.
Like, all your friends fat,
Many
you get
pursuits
skinny,
that ignite
you
our
come back to your
passions,
friends like,
such as the allure of fame, the quest for an ideal companion, or the desire for a prestigious profession, are far less tangible than we believe. These are largely illusions crafted by societal expectations and projected onto our susceptible consciousness. Yet, because society collectively validates these illusions, we become entranced from our early years. It is not our fault for being raised in these conditions, but it is our solemn duty to escape. The only question is, will you muster the courage to journey toward enlightenment, even if it means distancing yourself from loved ones? Or will you remain nestled in the comforting embrace of familiar delusions? Seek veracity or remain in routine? Illuminate or linger in the dim? The decisions are daunting, but take solace in knowing that you're not alone. Many of us are on the same path.
I like how they just painted that picture, literally. But we got choice. Like, a lot of us, not a lot of us, all of us have a choice. We wake up and face this choice daily, like a life of comfort and complacency or challenge and success.
Hey, man, you can either be comfortable and be stagnant, or you can suffer and progress. You got two choices.
Nothing comes to what's the saying? Nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. You got to get out, get up, get active.
As Manly Palmer Hall beautifully put it, the hours may be long and the teachers cruel,
formula.
But each of us must walk that path, and the only ones ready to go onward are those who have passed through the gateway of experience. Thank you for tuning into this episode of After School.
I like that.
This script was written and recorded by Agrippa's Diary, an educator.
I enjoyed that. Shout out Vlad, Team. Appreciate you, bro.
Man, that was a good one, though. That was a good one, though, man. Anyway, though, man, as we go ahead and close this show out, man.
Make sure to super chat in any closing thoughts, comments, questions, jokes. If you like the video and want to suggest another video to us, you know, before we wrap up the stream.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and knock that one out for you, man. Shoo, we might have another one for y'all coming up.
Man, I enjoyed that stream. Fire stream, man.
That was a great
chat. Had some funny here with y'all, man. We almost been going for 3 hours. We started this John at like 12:30, so man, we do it for y'all, man. Shout out, one more clink to 10,000, bro.
Yeah, one more clink to the 10,000.
Ah, man, shout out to y'all, man. We literally do it for y'all.
You. And all right, man. Now we gotta do shout out our supporters, man. I'm sorry, we have to shout out the supporters.
Oh yeah, super chatters.
So man, shout out Jake Peters, man. Shout out Green Bean. We appreciate you, first time super chatter. Of course, Jake Peters, Vlad Steen, of course, bro. We appreciate you super chatted in to give us that recommendation. That was a good one. Skyjet 191, dog. We appreciate you as well. The Glitch, of course, man. Always pull up, man. Appreciate you, Glitch. Austin Jocelyn, appreciate you, Austin. And then we got Linda Thomas, man. Man, appreciate you, Miss Bryant. We appreciate you. Charles Cole, man, we appreciate you as well. Man, we got RMX. Yeah, no, what's it? XRM. I'm sorry, I'm a little all over the place. But yeah, shout out to you, bro. The one that's 550. Appreciate you, big dog. And I think that's all of them. I think that is all of them.
If we missed anybody, it wasn't intentional. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Everybody who was able just to like the video and subscribe, we appreciate you all the same, man. We wouldn't be here without each and every one of yous. And man, we really appreciate y'all. Like we show up. The commitment, the dedication is literally because of y'all. So hopefully y'all appreciate what we putting out, the product we producing. We trying to get better with this shit. We listen. We trying to adapt. We trying to improve. Hopefully y'all, join in on this journey with us, man. We plan on being somewhere crazy soon.
And for our members, man, if you want anything, go ahead and send that in. your message do get priority over everybody else's, hey, sorry, it's just a member privilege. Y'all know how it is.
For sure, for sure.
We do love y'all. We do love.
Appreciate you, Linda, in the chat. You know, my special shout out to y'all.
Man, it's been a good one.
It's been a great one. We gonna round this one out, man.
All right, man. We gonna round this one out. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This is Set, man. This is Key, man. This is Set and Key Media. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good night. Peace. And we out. All right. Have to come through with the end. My nigga getting tired.
Yeah, low key.